Hello,
shit.
everyone, and welcome to the show. Today's
I'm not
show
lying. I
has
literally shit
begun.
on my own floor.
We were just discussing how Tiger
Did you pick it
Writer
up?
has shit on his own floor today.
And he didn't pick it up, apparently.
And
He
didn't
never
pick it
told
up.
us that.
He's just
It's
left it
still
there.
sitting in there. I was
because
too scared to
this-
go back and get it because there's still wasps in there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to drink.
I'm actually more nervous that the wasps are going to be in my shit, so it's going to be even scarier.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Well then, I hope everyone's had a really good day.
I feel
Um,
sick.
As far as I can tell, every single person I've spoken to today has had a bad day. I don't think I've spoken to one person today that's had a great
I think
day.
it's just a universal bad day. Like
Maybe there's
everyone's-
like some weird like stars aligny type thing, you know?
It's
Where
probably from all the stars that are not aligning in No Man's Sky right now.
every
Ooh.
single No Man's Sky star has unaligned and caused the real world to have a bad day.
Ooh,
And then there's,
the
there's
reef is
only
open.
one thing that we can do about it. We have to go into No Man's Sky and realign the stars. That's No Man's Sky on PS4. You can get your copy now. This stream is sponsored by No Man's Sky.
Is that a game or something?
It is a game that you can purchase now. There are 1 quintillion
Like,
planets.
this is a game!
I don't know anything about it. It is not.
I'm
this-
gonna
this
get
is-
drunk.
Is anyone streaming it? Hold on. Hey everyone.
I don't think anyone's streaming it. No, you won't find anyone streaming the game. No, but hello players and hello stream. I hope that you're not having a bad day and that you've had a wonderful day. If not, then get drunk with the rest of us. I've been drinking for half an hour.
There's glue on the top of my milk. Why is there glue on the carton?
Well, I want to hear
Why
about
would you
this
wear
now.
glue?
There's glue on the. Why?
She already drunk.
She
I
drank.
wish.
She drank. So, welcome to the Wolves of Water. We normally have 4 players and myself, but today we don't have Awkward Kitty Inc. for she had basically emergency surgery, right? I don't know if the deets are public before I continue, but she's unable to make it because she had legit surgery where she got all cut up. So everybody go
It's
and
not okay. You sound like she's dying. I mean,
She's
it was.
not dead.
Yeah, no. It's not.
she
It
might
was
be.
a bother, and she got rid of it. Like that. I don't know.
Okay, so she
She's not
had,
dying.
but
She
it was
had
still
an alien come out of her
It
stomach,
was-
Chad.
it was
I'm just
still
gonna go out and tell
surgery.
you, they're all trying to hide it. She had an alien pop out of her stomach. Shit's getting weird.
yeah,
it's
shit's getting
getting-
weird over there. Kind of awkward over
Like-
Awkward Kitty. Inc.
Like, I'm the only one fucked right now because I'm in America. So
yeah.
it starts here.
But yeah, no,
Patient
she.
zero.
I think she's okay, but she had a surgery. Like it doesn't matter how small the surgery is. Surgery is still kind of bullshit, and
Yeah.
it fucks you up for at least a day. So she is unable to make today, which is all fine and good. Everybody go and send wonderful wishes to Kitty. I guess you can find her on Twitter and send her. Why not send her a picture of Alien? No, not Alien. What should we send
Then-
Kitty a picture of? What
No
is it?
man.
Send her a picture of my face.
Just a picture of Tiger Writer. That's not gonna make her feel bad. She's gonna wake up all drugged up, come out of a fever dream and straight
Yeah,
into
it
a
could be a
worse.
picture of me photoshopped into a very sexy man.
Why not send her a picture of a halfling, a hobbit? Since
Well,
I,
then she's
I
gonna
feel
miss
like that's
it.
still a
That's gonna
jest
be
at me, Brad.
all right, we'll send a picture of Tiger Writer then.
You've never met me before. You know I'm 5'6", right?
Well, all right, I tell you what, just send her a picture. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm 5'6".
Go and send her a picture, but attach a message to it like "Get well soon" or "We
Yeah.
miss you" from the Wolves of Water. Because it's no fun when you've had surgery and you want to play D&D, but you can't. I actually forbade her from playing because I didn't want her to have to sit up and, force herself to play the game and rip open all of her brand new
Poor baby.
stitches and things just because she wanted to play. So she is not with us this week, but she will be back next week, hopefully. And we'll continue with the full group. So other than that, yeah, this is episode 4. Is this 1 month? Are we at 4?
It should be right.
I
Or-
think it's a month, yes.
The 1 monther. Congratulations, everybody in chat. Raise a glass and give yourself a little drink because there's no one around to
Cheers.
clink because we're all.
I really want to get fucked up. I really want to get wasted right now.
I got Mondu.
Well, this is the episode
I
to
drink
do
Mountain Dew all goddamn day.
it because this is. I haven't planned very much for this episode because I want main stuff to happen when Kitty's around. So whenever somebody's missing, it'll probably be some sort of weird dream sequence or something. Not today, but sometimes these things can get out of hand.
Spoilers!
Well, look,
What
you
the
don't know.
hell?
There is no.
Think it's
There is.
spoilers, eh?
Listen, it's all right. Don't worry about it. You just stay calm, and we'll
Bro.
play a nice, healthy game
Hey,
of
bro.
D&D. This is the Walls of Water. It's an audio-based game, so if you're expecting face cams and things, there will be 0 of them. But there will be sensual and wonderful voices provided by myself, Mr. Tiger Writer,
Bah.
Mr. Kiwion,
Uh,
and
Deep voice.
Mr. Pony Punch.
Oh,
The
ah.
most sensual of voices, of course, from Mr. Pony Punch there.
Yeah.
And I guess I will jump into what happened last week because I can't remember. I'm going to have to assume that we started.
I think Keel got covered in something.
Oh, we
yes,
started. It was entirely in the sewer, wasn't it? Yeah. So episode 3 took place almost entirely in the sewers of Luskan, the big pirate-based city in the north of Faerun that the group are in, and they ended up in the sewers with a little goblin called Tater, who sort of gave them somewhere to stay for the evening. Kiwo, your character was covered in.
in her lovely new pink dress. She
Well,
fell
before
in-
you got the dress, you were poop. Yeah, you were in poop and wee
Yeah.
from falling into the sewer. Tater led you to his hideout and said he would go and
Oh.
find out things for you, and then you found a dress, or I think he gave you the dress, right? And so you had a nice big pink, fairly well-made dress on. I think during that time also, Leo the bard put on a purple dress.
No, I don't. No, that's not.
Yes, yes.
That
He had the
no,
ribbon
no,
in his hair.
No, what?
With a
What are you
ribbon?
talking about?
Yeah, ribbon
A
in
hot
the
The
pink.
ribbon, the hot pink ribbon, was particularly well made for some reason.
Didn't it have like an ability or some shit?
It
Yeah,
does, yeah.
poison. But we don't know that.
He doesn't know it, but it does.
Yeah.
In character, he doesn't know it, but it does give him advantage on poison saves.
Mm.
It's an amazing ribbon. Yeah, eventually the little goblin did give you a specific item, which was a ring of goblin tongue, which I think Damien has. That was one of the things that
Yes,
you got.
yes.
But it's
that was-
over now.
We spoke
Yeah.
Goblin for a while.
Oh, it doesn't run out. You can just take the ring off and put it on, and it allows you to speak Goblin for an hour, but only Goblin for an hour is essentially what the ring does. Eventually, he gave you some information and stuff in exchange for 3 bananas, and you left him and left the sewers, not before being attacked by some sort of tentacle beast in a sewage pit, and due to a devastating, once again, end of session crit 1 from Kiwion / Cavalry.
Actually, I got the 20 when I threw my bag out the water.
That was
So
good.
don't forget that.
That was good, but that came after you slipped into the sewage and the poop.
Wasn't it because of Pony though? Because Leo decided to distract the beast, which in turn.
I mean, to
No,
be
no, no.
fair,
I saved you. I saved you with that.
the ration that you threw into the water did do a lot to stop you from being directly attacked. But the slippage on the amount of the sort of tidal wave of sewage which launched towards you is what caused you to fall in. And once again, cover yourself in sewage. So from head to toe, you are drenched in sewage. And the group managed to leave thanks to Maina, who left. I didn't think this through, did I, Bradley? No, I didn't. This is an issue. So I had this thing come up on screen now, where the group with the background, your backgrounds come up on screen. So if you check out
I must go look.
the stream, you'll see Damien's background is now just sort of rolling up the screen. But what I
That's
didn't
real
think
nice.
about was where the dice roller would go during that time. So
Well,
I
just
guess,
move the Tiger Eye logo and then add the dice roller to the left of it.
yeah, but that's not a thing I can do very easily right now. So this week it'll be
Oh.
All the
trial
things
and
you said,
error,
all the
trial and
things
error.
you
We'll
said,
get there.
Through my head, running through my head.
This whole show is me half an hour beforehand panicking after finishing doing work and trying to get it to be something cool. Yeah, so you guys managed to leave the sewer eventually. You came outside to find that you aren't being hunted by the guards or anything like that. And you are heading now towards Rat Alley, which is where Peanut is, who's the person who gave you the mission in the first place to investigate a potential assassination of one of the captains of the ships which run the town, Captain Hartushan Rethnor. So you were heading there at the end of last session, and that's exactly where we'll pick up from. The group once again find themselves in the city of Luskan. The halfling, however, as the four of you begin to move through the streets again, you're on that kind of main market road which runs across the south, the southernmost road of Luskan, in the sort of slums area. The four of you will start moving up that road, and then as each of you turns around, you'll notice that the halfling has vanished from sight. She just disappears. She runs off, and this is just a thing that she does because she's small, she's stealthy, and she's been distracted by something. And so Maina, as you turn around, disappears with a "I'll be back in a bit." She's gone. And that's the Awkward Kitty Inc. retcon. So the rest of you are free to go where you want, do what you want. It is about 11:30 in the morning, and you know that Peanut appears in Rat Alley around midday. What would you guys like to do?
Well, before we do anything, I want to go and find somewhere I can have a bath.
Yeah, I want to take off this dress, please.
Well, I mean, you're in the middle of like a marketplace. It's building up. There's like quite a few people moving around. It's coming towards midday, so it's in full swing. Getting changed in the middle of the street is not necessarily the done thing. Also, everybody here is kind of eyeing you up. You know, like they're looking at you. You know for a fact that people will just try and nick things from you as you're running up and down this street. So, then your best options are either the Cutlass, which has an inn above it, but you also know is quite the dangerous pub, or you can head towards the place that you were staying at previously, or the place where Damien rented a room, the Seven Sails Inn, much further north, quite out of the way.
Oh, okay, well, I want to...
I mean, you can
Damien?
you can dive down an alleyway.
Yes.
You want to be able to take us back to that inn we were last staying at? I really need a bath.
And I kind of look around for a minute. Can I do a perception check before I answer real quick to see kind of where we're at and if anybody's looking at us?
You can, and you also don't have a room there anymore, remember? It was rented for one night. What are you looking for? Just anybody kind of eyeing you up?
Yeah, just kind of eyeing us.
Everyone seems to be looking at you in a sort of natural way in terms of what is going on there. I'm going to carry on walking down the road, you know. I mean, you have a big old dragonborn, quite an uncommon sight this far north, especially in a human-based town. And you have two women covered in sewage, one of them covered particularly a lot of sewage. So they're looking at you in a kind of, hey, look at what's going on there. That's strange. Let's continue moving way. You don't notice anybody looking at you intently.
After yes, I kind of look around like that, and I notice the looks that we're getting, which isn't really that exciting. But I kind of look over at her real quick and I'm like, don't. That room, it was only for one night. And I'm going to suggest that we do not go to the Cutlass. How about we... hold on. And I kind of I look down and I kind of put my hand on my chin for a second. I think, and I kind of point in the direction of what I think is northwest. And I just kind of say, maybe we should go across the bridge, across the water to the, I think I remember it was called something like the Red Dragon Trading Post. I'm sure somewhere in that district we can find somewhere to sleep, and it's not going to be down here, where there's a lot of people that probably recognize at least me. Maybe not you. And I look at Leo.
Yeah, well, didn't you say the whole town was after you?
I mean, maybe. I'm not really sure on that.
Well, I mean, I'm in the clear. I got this thing on.
I kind of look at him real quick. And I just kind of look back over at Kaval. I'm like, Kaval, what do you think?
What I think, I just drop my bag of heavy armor onto the ground, and I would really like to get out of this goddamn place. I just want to clean myself up because I'm having a really, really bad day. Please.
Well,
And I
I
just
mean,
kind of look at her.
Give me a history check, Leo. Since you're from Neverwinter, which is fairly close to Luskan, you'll probably be aware of what the Red Dragon Trading Post area is. It's basically a company, and it's a big, successful overland trading company. So it doesn't have much to do with the port and stuff, other than that trade comes in from the sea and then it heads out from this trading post, and that the northern bank of this city. So this city, for anybody, we're kind of looking at a map here. We have a map on Roll20, but the stream doesn't. There's two parts of this city. There's a southern part, which is the main bulk of the city, and then there's a northern part where you cross a river into a northern bank of the city. So there's two kind of separate areas. The northern bank itself is mostly like a trading district. It's just like warehouses and stuff like that. There is some other bits and pieces over there, but mostly there's not really a lot over there. You can go there and check it out and stuff, but probably there isn't anywhere necessarily to sleep unless you're trying to find an abandoned warehouse to sleep in. Most of the places that are open to the public for like sleeping and things would be on this side. And really it's only the Cutlass and the Seven Sails Inn.
well, there's not a lot of places to rest at. Where you want to go?
I mean, I think you're more concerned about getting a bath. Is that correct?
But
Please.
And I just kind of look, and I kind of look over towards the west, and I just kind of go, follow me. And I just start walking, and I just start walking towards the pier.
To which pier?
Kind of by Dragon Beach.
Okay. You're like kind of you're quite far south. You're like down towards this area at the moment.
Oh, that's where we're at. Okay.
Yeah, because you came out from under the southernmost wall. You were at the far end of the sewers, and then you came up underneath this southern wall, and you're just outside of it.
I just kind of start walking towards them, what I can see, because I thought we were up a little farther. I'm sorry. I didn't think we could see the ocean from where we're at. I just start walking towards that part of the ocean where the dock's at, and I walk all the way down to that very last dock.
What do you mean? Oh, on Dragon Beach?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the other two? Are you just kind of following him around?
Following after him with a scowl on my face.
So are you trying to walk sort of down the road, or
So like right, so kind of like on the beach right here to this dock right over here.
I'm just
Pointing
gonna,
at it with my little
I'm just
pointer.
gonna give the stream an idea of what this kind of looks like by giving you a map. So it looks kind of weird on the stream there, but I'm just gonna like throw it up for a little bit while you guys talking about things on this map. So this is what the Luskan looks like. They're kind of at the bottom. You'll see the Cutlass towards the southern end, and they're heading in towards Dragon Beach. So, yeah, as you approach the other side of this road where it leads on to Dragon Beach, a gentleman in sort of guard's attire with a spear and a set of probably like chainmail will approach you and say, "I'm sorry you can't come through here.
Why is that?
This is Dragon Beach. It's reserved for the ships only. You don't appear to be ship members.
How do you know that?
Well, you're not wearing the colors.
I don't have to wear any colors to go to a public dock.
This is not a public dock, I'm afraid.
Oh, but then how do you know in the first place that I don't own one of those ships over there?
Because I know what the captains look like.
How often do you work? I've never seen you here before.
Give him a persuasion or an intimidation check if you're kind of trying to intimidate him.
Of course it is.
He looks kind of like he stumbles for a minute and then says, "Well, I've worked here for a long time. I haven't been. I suppose."
Oh yeah, you've worked here for a long time. Well, I've never seen you, and I'd like to get to my ship, and you're wasting my time.
I
And I
don't
kind of snarl a little bit.
I don't understand which ship.
You're asking too many questions and wasting too much of my time.
Which captain do you work for?
Are you going to continue to ask me questions?
It's a crit, so he literally just says,
Yeah, 20.
I'm sorry I had no idea. Normally people wear the
I
colors.
kind of like, as he's talking, I just start kind of walking by him and I pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah, he's so confused and so concerned that he's doing the wrong thing by one of the captains, that he just kind of moves out of the way and just confusedly, with a worried look on his face, just lets you pass, and you can head down towards Dragon Beach, which is it's not necessarily really a beach. It's more the set of docks, which is essentially. In fact, everybody give me history checks. We'll see if anybody knows anything.
Anybody knows? Anybody knows?
I don't know shit. Oh god. I don't think Shad can see that, by the way.
Can't see what.
The rolls.
Oh yeah, because the map's.
Yeah, no, but they can't see with the map.
The map is actually really pretty to look at full screen on the screen.
Yeah.
So they probably still can't see the thing with the thing coming up. So Leo 8, Caval 7, and Damien with another crit on the history check. So Dragon Beach is the original harbour that Luskan had. Before, you'll see on the map, everybody playing that, I've got too much stuff. This is the problem with not doing a visual stream. There is another harbour towards the top of the city on the northern bank, which is now the main harbour of the town. Dragon Beach became more of a lawless harbour run by the lower ships. So you have, again, the 5 ships which run the entire city in total, and the first ship and the second ship you'll probably find more so at the White Sails Harbour, but this is where a lot more of the actual piracy happens on this ship, and generally they don't they don't just let people down here because it's run entirely by ship staff. So as commoners, you're out of place, and as you start approaching this beach, there's a handful of ships, like actual ships. Again, the ships that run the city are just more like gangs, really. They're just known as the ships, but actual ships, galleons, are in the sea, and there are quite a lot of boats and a lot of men moving trade and barrels and kegs, carts, stuff like that, full of produce and various things that they've likely pillaged on the sea across these docks.
I look around for a minute and realize, obviously, like, and I just kind of start walking down towards like the beach part in between the docks. Like I have no interest in anything else, and I walk down there.
Okay.
And then, if that's allowed,
Yeah, no, yeah, you can head like off one side and actually head onto the sand of the beach.
Yep.
It's pretty cold. Again, you're very far to the north, so this isn't like Miami Beach. You know, this is like a cold, sandy, probably quite rocky beach with a chill wind, not being blocked now by any structures. Just straight up hitting you in the face. But it's not like a windy day. It's just a chill of a standard breeze.
I look over at Caval as we get to the beach. Here. And I
You're,
just like raise my hand out at the water.
you're joking, right?
Why would I be joking? You said you want to get clean. This is water, and we have nowhere to stay, and we shouldn't be wandering the town.
It's bloody freezing. I need to clean my armor too.
I reach down and I put my hand in the water. How cold is this water if we had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10 right now?
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
It's a cold ass fucking water. Let's see here. Constitution saving throw. Get on me.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cold, but like for you as a Dragonborn, big old burly Dragonborn, yeah, I mean you'd probably be able to go for a swim in it and be all right.
Here's what I do. As soon as I put my hand in it, I look up at it. I'm like, it's not that cold. And I start kind of taking off a little, like the chainmail that I have. And I kind of put it over by Leo so it looks like it's actually safe. Start taking off the rest of my clothes too, for the most part. And I just start like wading in the water. I start like slowly putting my feet in the water. And I start getting deeper and deeper, telling about nipple deep.
Mm-hmm.
And I just look up at her and I'm just like, I just shrug my arms.
Oh, God. Well, if you say so. Is it too cold for Caval to take her shitty dress off?
If you want to dip a toe in, give me a Constitution saving throw as well. Because the truth is, it is extremely cold. Yeah. So you put like a foot in maybe, and it's insanely cold. It's like it's almost as cold as it could possibly really be before it starts to get to that ice level of frozen. Because you are literally at the northern end. Not too far north from here, it is snowing everywhere. You know, like Arctic.
Damien, this is probably a really bad idea. It's bloody cold, and there is no way I can get in there.
I look up at her. I kind of look down again and I splash water. I grab like a thing of water and I splash it in my face. And I'm just like, I don't understand. What do you mean it's cold? And I look over at Leo. I'm like, Leo, take those silly clothes off and get in here.
You're the one who put them on me.
I didn't put them on you. The ladies did.
Yeah, you voted for it, did you not?
I did.
Yeah. You still commit. I'm not going. No.
You're not getting in the. Why do you guys think this water? And I splash my face again with water, and I look back up at Leo. And I'm like, Leo, so you're saying that this water's too cold for a man from close to Neverwinter? Is that right?
I'm not. No, it's not.
Oh, okay, okay. And I just kind of keep splashing. I turn my back to him.
Do you see those seamen? They're pissing in the water. I'm not going in that water.
I look over and I see a guy peeing in the water from one of the docks. Splash more water into my face, and I turn around and go, I still think it's because you're scared.
I just don't want to get urine on me. Who would, feces on the you,
Oh.
I look up at Caval and I'm just like, well, I mean, you're the one that's treading on, I think that you would call it shit. It's actually dripping from your bosom right now.
Yes, but it is too cold. I cannot get in there, but could you take my armor? Could you just give it a rinse, maybe, while you're in there?
Stand up. I go over and I put my arms out to take her armor.
Thank you, Damien. Thank you so much.
I just kind of like smirk, turn around, walk back into the water, and slowly just kind of start cleaning the armor with just my bare hands. I don't have anything else to clean it with. So I just kind of start washing shit off of it with my bare hands.
All right, give me a flat
There ain't no
D20.
bitch in my blood. What?
Give me a flat D20 to see how good of a job you do.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
You clean it
Half-assed.
mostly. There's probably little bits that you wouldn't necessarily be able to get into with your hands. You know, like you probably need like a toothbrush or something, anything to scrub it with. But generally, the water does a good job, and you kind of get most of the sewage off of it, off of the worst areas, and return the armor fairly clean now. It's clean. It's just not the cleanest it's ever been.
After cleaning it, I walk back out of the water up to Caval and Leo standing by each other, and I kind of set the armor down. And as I'm setting the armor down, I kind of look up at both of them with a really weird, smug look on my face.
What's that look for, Damien?
Yeah, what are we doing?
As they say that, I literally grab both of them around the waist with both my arms. And if this is allowed, I just literally try to throw both of them in the water.
I want to try to slink out.
Athletics
Out of that
check
grip.
versus acrobatics checks.
Do I do okay?
Do I do athletics too?
What are you trying to do? Trying to stop him from doing it physically, or trying to like avoid him doing it?
Avoid.
Actually,
Like,
I want to stop him from doing it physically.
Then athletics.
Can I try and punch him? Or pull his waist. Actually, pull his hand off my waist.
Yeah. Give me an athletics check.
Oh fuck.
Oh
You need
my
to be
god.
You need strength, right?
You need to do me an athletics check as well. Yeah. It's
Athletics
a strength check. Yeah. So, basically, basically he does it amazingly. Caval, like in classic, I'm going to kind of half punch you, half push your hands off of me. Just flops in his arms. Just goes limp for a second for seemingly no reason. Just tired, covered in sewage, upset with all these things. Slips a little bit on the sand and just goes limp, giving Damien the opportunity to launch Caval into the water. Leo attempts to slip through, and just as he's about to slip through it, Damien catches the end of one of his items of clothing, some sort of robe or something, and whips him in with two splashes. The two fall into the water, and all three of you are in the water. Leo and Caval, give me con saving throws again against the cold.
Just say which one? Constitution save?
Constitution save, please.
Oh god.
Yeah, so you hit the water, and it is damn cold. It's like the coldest water you've been in for a very long time, especially if you're from Neverwinter, where the water is weirdly heated by elementals. Yeah, you guys hit the water, and nothing like bad happens, but it is extremely cold. Leo, you feel like you're pretty close to this being so cold that the rush of cold was about to like knock you unconscious. It probably takes the breath out of you for a second. Caval, contrary to the foot you put in, you're able to withstand the cold of this, but again, it's utterly frozen. Leo, your balls shrink up into your body. Caval, if you had balls, they would also shrink up into your body.
I'm laughing. I'm just like laughing almost hysterically. And all I say as they're hitting the water and as they both kind of pop their heads back out of the water, now see, it wasn't that bad. And I didn't want to do it, but you were complaining about not being clean. And well, it's been a long day and I was tired of all the complaining, and you can complain more now, but you're going to be clean.
I did not complain, for the love of loot.
You were for fun. Don't worry. You were just in the way.
I swear to Tom, Damien, I swear to Tom.
What do you swear to him for? I thought you loved him and worshipped him.
What I would do if I weren't a holy woman, Damien. What I
Yeah, I'm
would
sure that you say that to all the men.
I just wade towards the shore.
As she's wading towards the shore, I'm like, don't you want to wash off a little bit? You're just going to stand and walk out of the water? Seems pointless.
Don't talk to me right now, Damien. I just splash my face and wash the sewage out from my eyes and hair.
Yeah, I mean, since you're in here, you can clean most of the sewage and stuff off of you, and it would also clean the dress to a degree as well.
There goes my dramatic exit. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
look
walking
over
up.
at Leo.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like, I'm still kind of chuckling a little bit, and I just apologize to him in a very sincere voice. I'm sorry. I got out of hand. And as
Yeah,
I say that, I'm kind of walking towards him in the water. And as I'm walking towards him in the water, I kind of just put my hand out to help him.
Yeah, no, I ignored it. I walked the other way. I will not have your help. You need to work
Okay.
on that. You need to work on your impulses.
Impulses.
Do you
a
know how long
barbarian.
time it took to put this makeup on and this dress? It's
wait,
ruined.
wait. Are you saying that you're complaining about how long it took the makeup on and that it's come off now?
Well, yeah, I didn't want it in the first place, but then I
Oh, are you
agreed.
sure about that? You're sounding to me like you wanted it.
No, I didn't. No, it's not like I
I reach
wanted
the
it.
water and start splashing my face again.
While you guys are kind of messing around, you hear the clank of some metal as 2 or 3 men come running down the beach. The one most in front says, "You there? What are you doing?"
Can I still pass for a woman?
Let's see. Let's see. Let me see whether this guard is going to. Yeah, you absolutely can. You there? 2 women, Dragonborn. What are you doing?
Yes. Us? Well. And I start kind of like slowly getting out of the water, going towards my stuff, and I kind of like put my hands up a little bit, and I'm like, "Ugh. Well, do you want the honesty, or would you like me to lie to you?"
This area is off limits for the public. I'm afraid you'll have to wash somewhere else.
Oh, that's not a problem. We can leave. We can leave, no problem. But would you like to hear the story anyways? Because it's actually pretty good.
No, thank you. I've got stuff to do.
Understandable, sir. And I start putting my. I just literally like I'm acting completely like I'm 100% listening. I'm putting on my stuff. I'm throwing things on. I'm putting stuff in backpacks. I'm almost like apologizing. I'm like, bro, sorry about this. We just really needed to be clean. And well, I didn't. But and I look around for Caval.
The 3 men are only watching Caval and Leo get changed. Or dripping in water. They're not particularly paying you much attention, but they do have stern looks on their faces.
Do you mind giving us a little bit of privacy?
I think that maybe you should just grab your stuff and we should go.
You're on private property, okay?
I
You left your
understand
privacy
that.
on the main road.
Yes, let's just leave, Cabal. We're not here to start any trouble or anything of that sort. And I start throwing more stuff over my shoulders, even if it's not mine, even if it's Leo's or Caval's. I just kind of start throwing it over my shoulders to carry.
You skedaddle up the beach.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the others. Yeah, the 3 guards kind of follow you halfway, and then they see you leave. Do you leave via the same exit/entrance that you came in?
No,
Okay.
I would think we left from a different one because we were farther up, weren't we, on the beach?
Yeah, I mean you walked down a little way. Okay. So so you can return now to the sort of main market street a little further up. Probably actually like somewhere near where the rat alley is, where you were originally gonna meet Peanut. Though now you are not covered in sewage, all of you are sort of dripping as you once again return to the main village area. Couple of strange looks once again, the same as before. Not necessarily people kind of looking at you like, "Oh my god," but just odd looks as to these dripping wet people that seem to have gone into the frozen Luskan Sea and then wandered back out onto this main road.
Well, what are we doing now? Maynard buggered off. Did anyone want to see where she got to?
No, I don't recall which way she went.
Are you sure?
I can try to remember.
I'll
History?
look in your brain and try to
Yeah.
remember that. What do you mean?
Can I try to remember which way she went?
Yeah, I mean, oh, actually, no, you can't. Nobody saw her disappear.
Oh, all right, she did, yeah. I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. No, I cannot recall. Maybe she went to Peanut?
Do you think?
Maybe. That's the only thing.
Why would she leave to go to Peanut without us?
Well, why would she leave at all?
I suppose that's a good point. Well, she's very distracted, that little one. Have you ever seen her? She can never keep her eyes on one thing.
True. Well, all right. If you were halfling, where would you go?
I'm not a halfling. I don't know.
Right. So we're just stuck here, pretty much
What?
at the moment.
And I kind of look around a little bit. And I look around, I'm like, maybe we should see if we can find. And I look, what time of day is it right now?
It is 1 minute to midday.
I kind of look around a little
And
bit.
you can
Maybe
work
we
that
should
out from the sun.
see if Peanuts is around. Anyway.
That's what Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I clearly said it just now.
Oh, I didn't hear you over your womanly looks.
Not funny. Not funny at all.
That's a little bit funny.
No, you have a bad sense of humor.
That sense of what?
Humor.
Humans.
Let's just go. You're the most boring person I've ever met. Ever tell you that?
I kind of look around again real quick, and I look at Kaval. I'm like, "Are you clean? You feel better? Are you warm enough yet?"
Well, still a little bit wet, but what else can I do?
I will laugh at that. Of course you are.
Can I nudge Leo? Just gonna nudge him with my elbow right in the ribs. With some force, if I can do that.
I mean, if you want to actually hurt him, then
Yes.
Well, then I want to flex. I want to flex while she does it.
What would
Okay.
I,
To stop.
well, just
I'm gonna flex.
just roll me. I guess an athletics check would be the equivalent
wanna-
of what we need to
just,
do here.
nudge him in the ribs.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And Leo, give me an athletics check as well. Since you're flexing. So she nudges you. It's kind of she doesn't seem to have very good depth perception or something, Kaval. She always kind of misses her aim. So this elbow comes in, but she just kind of catches you with the back of her like bicep, like the tricep area, and it just kind of the fleshy part of her arm hits you and doesn't really do a lot of damage. You flex, and it's not necessarily that you're strong. It's more that she kind of fucked up the nudging. And strikes you, and you take it.
Yeah. What? Are you trying to pet me?
Doesn't matter. Damien, do you want to lead the way?
Sure. And I start walking, and I just look in a direction. And I start walking. I don't look anywhere because at this point in time, I don't really even know what's going on with those two because they're in there like they look like they're flirting. So I just start walking, and I'm like, "Where's Peanut and my?"
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh wait, you're asking me, or you're just saying it?
Nope. I just start literally just walking.
I mean, you probably know where you are. You've been here twice now, and you went the same kind of way, so you will know that essentially you're right outside of Rat Alley, and can just head in.
Okay. I head in.
Yeah, I follow him.
As do I.
As you walk past the woman with all the dolls, she kind of squints at you oddly. And sort of clutches one of the dolls closer to her as the three of you head inwards. She looks around underneath her stall and stuff for a halfling, but can't see one, and you head now down into...
I wink at her when we go by.
100%. Yeah, give me a persuasion check. Or a performance check. Either one is fine.
Persuasion or
Charisma-based-
performance?
Performance.
Performance? Okay.
Some sort of charisma-based check. You wink at her and she just kind of oddly looks at you blankly. And you guys head into this alleyway where you first met Peanut. So you walk up a little ways, and then you come to that kind of crossroads where you were the night before, 2 nights ago. Which night was it? It was a night. It was the night before.
It was a night.
It was the night before, and also the day before that when you met Peanut. Looking down the alleyway again, nobody down there. Just looks like a darkened alleyway, even in the midday sun. You can't really see a heck of a lot down there other than some barrels, some boxes. Nothing that you can see. Right, and just
I keep walking anyways.
okay. The others, you guys all heading in?
Yeah.
All right, so you start walking down into this alleyway. The shadows creep over the three as they head in. You don't see Maina anywhere either. And as you approach the sort of midway point, you hear a voice speak up to you from one side that says, "Well, well, well, if it ain't the Butcher of Luskan. They say you cut a half orc in half. Don't worry. The joke's not lost on me, Scaleskin." And the three of you can look down to one side where the voice is coming from, and you see a person that isn't Peanut. It's another person wearing similar clothing, that same kind of maroon color. He's wearing a doublet with like a little knitted maroon cap on him. He's got like little canvas shoes on, and a yellowed toe sort of pokes through one of the shoes. All of his clothing looks very poor. He does have like sleeveless doublet on, and his arms are completely covered in tattoos all the way down to the ends of his fingers. And he sort of stands up as he's speaking, looking over the three of you. Originally, he is looking at Damien, though, as he mentions the person who cut the half orc, and then he looks upwards to the top of the alley and says, "I should let you know, I got my boys up there just in case you try any more light-hearted murder." And winks at you, Damien.
I wink back.
The gentleman kind of looks you over and lets out a sort of snicker, and you see the silver-coloured teeth that completely that fill his mouth. These perfect fake teeth that fill his mouth, and he says, "Peanut's a little held up. He sent me here to let anybody know who's searching for him to come back tomorrow."
Well, how can we trust you?
"Well, what else are you gonna do? Gonna
Well,
go
we
and
could wait
find
for him.
Peanut?"
Come again.
We could wait for him.
You're gonna
Simple
wait
as
here.
that. We don't know this man.
That's
I
true.
look over at the man.
He reveals a tattoo on one of his arms, a very big looking thing. It's an anchor with an R in it. Peanut had a similar tattoo on him. He says, "Listen, we're all one family, the Rethnor crew, okay?"
Is there like something I can check? I'm good at reading people's body language, right?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Boop.
Yeah, it seems like it makes sense. Sounds like he's telling the truth to you. Doesn't seem like he's lying. Just seems that Peanut is possibly held up.
I look over at Caval. I look back at the guy, and I just say, "Well, I'm sure that you're telling the truth, but I'm curious about a couple things. If you could potentially answer any questions while we're here. If not, I would rather not waste your or our time."
Listen, Peanut's wasting my time by making me sit here all day, okay? So,
Ah, yes.
I got all the time in the world.
Well, how do you think this is going to play out with that orc now being dead?
I, don't really know exactly what it was that Peanut set you up to, but he mentioned that you were the ones which cut down that right bastard Olag, right?
I may have.
I don't know. I think you'll have to finish that business with Peanut himself, but, I mean, I'm pretty much perfectly okay with what you did. That guy was a right menace.
Ah, well, in that case, is there any chance that you'd be able to help us with some housing? Because we're pretty sure the town guards are semi-looking for me everywhere.
The guards. You think the guards are looking for you?
That's what we've heard.
Well, because you killed Olag?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so. He kind of laughs.
Ah. Well, what I'm saying is I'm not worried about the guards.
Well,
I'm
what are
worried
you
about everybody else that was Olaf's friend.
The Willy boys, right?
It's true they might prove a problem for you since you killed their leader, but the thing is, you killed their leader. He was really all there was. He was the strong arm of the group. He was, believe it or not, the brains too, so far as I know. I imagine if the two of them come after you, you'll be quite fine. You managed to cut down Olog. I think you can take a skinny little woman and a tiny halfling.
As he kind of says that, I kind of like cross my arms and kind of look at him for a minute, kind of look at him up and down. I kind of check out his entire just like the way he is, this kind of person. Because at this point in time, like even though I know I believe him and we've kind of figured out that we believe him, there's still something about this guy that's weirding me out. So
Yeah,
I just kind of sit there for a minute.
give me an insight check.
Insight.
I mean, so this guy to look at, he's quite thin and he's quite short as well. He's probably like 5'5". So compared to all of you, I think he's quite short. Very thin. Age indeterminable. He's kind of got that pirate, been out at sea, could be 21, could be 55 look about him, but you'd guess somewhere in between. And he just seems to be in a similar position that Peanut was, in that he's kind of on the surface working for the Rethanor ship, but probably has some side stuff going on. He doesn't seem fully legit, but then no one really does that you've met so far, apart from maybe the people at the Seven Sails Inn. Even the guards here all look like you could pay them to do anything. A lot of the guards here that you've seen as well have maroon on. They look like they're probably part of the Rethanor ship.
I kind of look and I notice that, and I just kind of look around real quick and I uncross my arms and I just kind of say, all right, you have any suggestions of where we could stay, or you think it would be a good place to stay?
You trying to lay low or just need somewhere to stay?
Well, I'm hungry, I can tell you that much.
Well, there's the Cutlass, where I'm sure you've been.
Yeah, I don't think we should go there ever
there's-
again.
There's a much better establishment known as the Seven Sails Inn to the north of town. Big place, decent
They have good
food.
food. I didn't eat there when I was there. But Apple, I think.
Well, you won't find the Willy Boys that far north of town. Not unless they're hunting you specifically, but I suppose you could get some guards to keep an eye on you for the night while you slept. Pay them.
Well, I have a problem with that. I have no money, which is why we'd like to find Peanut as soon as possible.
Oh, Damien. I try and get Damien's attention. And did you see the woman selling dolls? Think she had her eye on you again? Didn't she offer us a place to stay?
Ah,
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you're right. She did.
And Leo too.
Yeah, no, what's the pricing on the Seven Sails, he said?
I've never stayed a night in the Seven Sails in my life. I'm sorry, I don't know.
All right, is it fancy or?
It's much more fancy than you'd find this far south of the market. Listen, if you're
Well, I'm
looking
not-
for some money, I might have a little job for you. A few
Oh.
coin. Something short to pass the time while you wait for Peanut.
And what would that be?
Don't say no to gold.
Just a little pick up and delivery. Nothing more.
That's it. A pickup
Aye.
and a delivery.
It's a job that I would normally have taken on myself, but he kind of gestures downwards. I'm stuck here, unfortunately, due to my superior.
I look over at Caval and Leo for a minute. And I look back at him. How much?
I am not the person who's going to be paying you since it's another person, but so far as I know, he offered me 100 gold, so you could barter that.
I like this.
Yeah.
And we're just dropping a package off.
Well, you'd need to go and pick it up and take it to him.
Where is this package and where are we taking it?
And what is it?
What it is, I don't know, but you'd have to visit my boy, Nickel Jack, just outside the south gate. He'll be there. He kind of looks up at the sky. Let's see if he can work out what time it is. He can. Probably about now, actually. If you make it fast enough, I'm sure he'd still be there. He'll be the tall fella in a set of grey robes, massive, great, wide-brimmed hat. You just take the package from him, and then you have to take it to a Dr. Heinrich.
Where's this Dr. Heinrich at? Did I say that properly?
Dr. Heinrich. He's an out-of-towner. He lives in a penthouse residence up by the Winter Palace north of town. You'll see a great big iron pole sticking out the top of the building. The thing is, when I originally had planned to take on this here job, he did tell me that he wanted it before night falls tonight, before a storm hits.
Ah. Well, then what are we waiting for?
I'm sure if you go and pick up the package and deliver it to him, he'd pay you for your time.
Good. Well, then let's go. And I kind of look at him and I look over at Cabal and Leo and I like just kind of sit there and like almost in being patient, waiting to see what they say.
Oh, fine. Let's do it. We have nothing better to do.
Fine. What does he look like?
Dr. Heinrich. Little fella. Posh clothes. Spectacles.
Alrighty then.
I'm talking like 2 foot, 3 foot tall.
Some kind of gnome.
You can't just call people gnomes, Damien.
Yeah, no, he's a gnome. But first, Nickel Jack, South Gate. Just look around just outside. He'll be around there somewhere. Can't miss him.
I kind of look up at him. A gnome, you said yes again?
No, that was Henrik, wasn't it? Wasn't
Dr. Heinrich's a gnome.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying. He's a gnome, correct?
Nickel Jack's enormous. Huge. Goliath, I think.
As he said that, I kind of like, I have like this nervous twitch in my face that happens after he says it's a gnome again, basically. And I just kind of walk away.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
Have fun. Don't go anywhere.
I'll
I
let
lean over.
I'll let
to
Peanut
Leo.
know you'll be back tomorrow, I suppose.
Yes. What time?
Same time, midday.
Same time. All right. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And he ducks down into the alleyway again as you guys exit the alleyway and head presumably towards the south of town.
The South Gate.
To South Gate. And with that, I think would be a good time to go to our first break, which rhymes with South Gate. Isn't that great? No hate.
Don't forget the drugs.
Yes.
Masturbate.
My drug
I
of
love the
choice
gate.
today.
Take 5 minutes on the break to masturbate, but make sure that you return. Don't be late.
Otherwise,
You're not
You're
my
gonna get
mate.
a lot of hate.
yeah. Stop now.
All right. Don't be irate. We'll see you in 5 minutes.
Fornicate.
Fornicate or masturbate.
It's a good one.
We'll see you in 5 minutes or so-ish. And
Great.
we'll see if the group can find Nickel Jack just outside Southgate. See you in a minute. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome back
Hello.
to the Wolves of Walter. Wolves of Walter.
Walter.
The
Walter.
wolves of
Walter?
Walter.
Walter.
Walter's Wolves.
Walter. The wolves of Walter
The
White.
Wolves of Walter White. Let's see, where was the group? Oh yeah, so the group just left the alleyway after meeting somebody who they didn't ask his name, very rude, and left,
Oops.
and left to find somebody just outside of the south gate of Luskan. All right, so the group are moving southwards. I'll give the stream the map again so that you know where they are. They're at Rat Alley towards the south, center south area, and they need to go up and right, I guess is the best way to describe it. How would you like to approach the situation, group?
Can I run back and ask his name? No. Where did you say where we were?
You're at the Rat Alley, so I presume you went out the north end of the Rat Alley instead of the south end.
And we are going towards where? The
South gate.
Oh, there. Well, I guess we just follow the. What?
Do we walk past the little woman with the dolls again?
No, she's at the south end of Rat Alley.
Bugger.
As we're walking, I look over at Cabal. I don't say anything. I look over at Leo and I don't say anything. And I just become like, why do I have this suspicion that for some reason or another you guys want me to hang out with that old woman?
No, it's a free room. If you we will get a free place to stay. We don't have to pay.
If I what?
If you ask her to stay. At her
He
place.
offered us a place to sleep, and we ended
Well,
up
she offered him.
For
do it.
free?
Yeah.
Almost
What is the
definitely.
catch?
No catch.
If anything happens, it's going to have to be with you, Leo.
What?
I'm just saying, if for some reason or another, something's going to happen with that woman. I don't know what it would be, but
Why would you
I'm
see
not
that?
doing anything. I'm not touching her.
You know, people aren't all that bad, Damien.
Listen. And as I'm walking, I kind of pick up pace. I just completely get off subject and I start walking faster towards the south gate. And as I say, listen, I don't say anything else. I just start walking fast.
What do you? What? Listen. What? I didn't hear you.
Oh, while I have you alone, Leo, did you
I heard that.
did you see how you responded when the little man back there mentioned the gnome?
I did. Well, we already come to the conclusion that he's a racist. That is. Well, he
Saw
didn't
him with
like.
the
He didn't like
hot dog.
orcs. He didn't like orcs, and now it seems he doesn't like gnomes. I don't know how he feels about humans.
Do I hear this?
Are you guys trying to? Not,
Yeah, no, we're having our own conversation. Yeah.
Then probably not.
So yeah, I don't know. Whatever we may cross, we'll just have to assume that he does not like them.
Aren't we going to meet a Goliath?
I mean, you could talk to him. He might not, he might like women. It will, make this smoother.
Well, I hardly. I
I don't think it's
doubt
a good
that.
idea to make Damien do the talking.
Really?
No, not at all.
All right. I'm going to pick up the pace and try and catch up with Damien. All right.
Yep, following along. Hold up, Damien.
What are you doing, Damien?
I see him catching up to me, and I just kind of, you guys are very slow. And we're almost to the south gate at this point in time, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
When we're getting to the front of the south gate, I stop before we exit the doors to go try to find the guard that potentially is outside, if he's outside, because I don't know if we ever determined if he was in or out. And I kind of look back at both of them. I just want to say real quick, what were you guys discussing back there? You seemed very quiet and very secretive.
We wonder
Oh.
where Mayna's gone.
Maynard?
Yes.
I was
And I look at
asking.
him for a minute, and I kind of like look at him deep in the eyes, and I'm like, "Are you lying to me?"
Why would I lie? No. We wonder where Mayna went.
Yes. But was
Yeah.
that what you were talking about?
Damien, I didn't want to. We don't want to. He's a bit embarrassed. I was asking him how he tied his hair up with that ribbon. Because, do you still have the ribbon in your hair?
I look inquisitive. I look really inquisitive at Kaval, like super inquisitive.
Give me
Hey,
an
guys.
insight check, and the other two give me deception checks. Oh,
Shit.
oh,
shit.
Leo, with that +6.
I know,
It
right?
seems that Leo was lying to you when he mentioned Maina, but that Kaval was telling the truth about the thingy, the headband.
I look over at Leo, and I'm just like, I don't. Kaval, why would he lie to me? He's obviously lying, and you're obviously telling me the truth. Why? What's the
Well,
point? Leo?
No, he's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. I was asking him how he tied his hair up with the ribbon earlier, and
Is that true, Leo, or are you embarrassed?
But,
And I'm literally looking at Leo right now, like checking him to see if he's going to tell me the truth and to figure out, because I'm trying to dig deeper to see if they're both telling me the truth now. You fucked up by talking to him again.
well, no, yes, I was slightly embarrassed.
Oh, you were?
I'm wearing women's clothing.
Okay.
Do you see this dress? Do you see this rib? I just want to find a place to take this off at.
I don't believe you.
Give me another deception check, Leo.
What the fuck? Come on, man.
Makes it, breaks it.
Breaks it?
So Leo rolled second, I guess. Any DMs in chat want to tell me how to DM?
Yeah, how does that work? Who would actually win that one and make it break it, right?
I don't know. I guess you're just both unsure.
I just kind of look at him. I just kind of look at him for a minute, and he kind of looks at me, and we just kind of like raise our heads and squint our eyes at each other, I would assume.
Yeah,
And
just
I'm
a
like,
moment.
And I just kind of turn around and start walking towards the south gate.
All right. So as you guys are heading towards the south gate, it's quite impressive. It's the same gate that you would have come into town through, but it's the first time that we've approached it during the actual session. So what you see are the there are two huge towers which sort of flank either side of an enormous gateway. They call them the Twin Teeth, and there's stables and marketplaces around the side of it. Sometimes there is like carnival stuff here, though there isn't at the moment. But it's kind of very busy. This is like clearly the main road in and out of this quite a heavy trading town. So there's quite a lot of carts and people moving in and out of the south gate. There is a fairly decent group of guards wearing the Rethnor colours of maroon. But yeah, I mean, it's like open and people are just coming and going through it. It doesn't look like they're particularly stopping people from leaving. They're sort of randomly searching people that come in. But people leaving, they don't seem to be too bothered by. You may approach the gates.
Yeah. And
let's
that,
find this man then.
yeah, we will.
All right, so are you leaving?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you step outside. Takes you a little while. There's kind of like a huge slowing down as people funnel in through the gate, and you are bustled in next to a couple of carts and a few people with all their things packed up, traveling in and out of town. But eventually you make it outside, and everybody disperses and starts heading all their separate different ways to the various areas of Faerun that they'll be trading to or heading off to. Most people appear to be heading down the main road towards Neverwinter. Everybody give me perception checks as you head out and start looking for a Goliath in a big wide-brimmed hat, grey
Ooh.
cloak. Cool, so all of you look around, and none of you see a Goliath in a huge set of, you think it's a grey robes and like a wide-brimmed hat. There's no huge people around, but sat maybe about 100 feet away on a rock, just dangling his tiny legs, there is a very small person in a very wide-brimmed hat, far too large for him, and a huge set of grey robes, which also appear to be a little too large. Sat on a rock next to him, there's a small box, quite far away, out just outside of town.
I kind of chuckle when I see it, And I look over at Caval and Leo, and I just kind of go, I thought this man was supposed to be tall because that man looks exactly like what was described to us. But that man is not tall or a behemoth.
No, I just think it's him.
I'm not scared to find out, and I just start walking towards the guy.
Oh, be careful. He might be a gnome. Just.
I turn around and I give him a really confused look. I'm like, and I turn around. I start walking back towards him. I'm like, what? What's that mean? And why did you say it with such disdain?
I said, you should approach him slow.
No, about him being a potential dwarf. What would be wrong with that? You have something against dwarfs?
No, I didn't
look
even
over
say
at
that.
Kamal
No,
real quick, and I'm like, what's this problem with dwarfs?
no, I didn't say that. I said approach him slow, so you don't scare him off. You were walking
This is
so
when
fast.
I nudge Leo in the ribs again.
I look really inquisitive at the two of them again. And I just turn back around and I start walking towards the potential behemoth man.
Careful now. Yes.
All right, so you guys. Oh, sorry, go on.
Leo, you should learn to hold your tongue. Sometimes you're going to get us in trouble.
How could I not? Come on. All right, let's go see this behemoth.
So you start heading towards a very, very small person sat on a large boulderous rock that's just a natural occurrence out of the ground. He's sort of wiggling his feet. He's got a little backpack on the other side of him, and on the side to his left as you approach, he has a very small wooden box. This enormous hat shades the midday-ish sun off of him, and he just has a little set of grey robes. He kind of looks like Gandalf-y, but very small, and he is almost definitely a gnome. As you approach, he doesn't really look at you. He's sort of randomly glancing at people, but doesn't appear to be looking for somebody who looks like any of you. And even though you head sort of directly towards him.
Okay, can I approach him and... Oh, I hope this doesn't come across as rude. I'm just gonna kneel down to sort of try and get to his eye level. Excuse me? Excuse me?
Yes. Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi, name's Caval. We're looking for a Jack. Is that-
Nickeljack.
Yes, Nickeljack.
Yeah, that's me. Hi.
I look down at him real quick, and I look back over at the other two real wide-eyed.
I just look over my shoulder with these huge eyes and like a dumbfounded expression on my face. Like, okay, this is what we're dealing with.
I don't take any consideration for anything, and I look right down at him like, I'm going to be honest. I believe you, but I also am very confused because we were told that you were a very huge, large, burly, thing. Don't take this the wrong way. I don't care. But when we were looking for you, we were described as something a lot different than what you are right now.
It seems you got played, good sir. I'm a gnome. I'm 3 foot tall. He stands up, presents his 3 foot tall. Even on the boulder, which is like maybe 2 feet off the ground, he still doesn't reach the head height of any of you. And stands there proudly looking up at you. His small, quite thin, gnomish face looking out from under this wide-brimmed hat. He doesn't look to be very, very old for a gnome, but gnomes can age to like 400 or so it's quite hard to tell a lot of the time. But he doesn't seem too big. Doesn't even appear to be armed. He's just got an enormous hat, a big robe which hangs down. There's a few inches which drag along the rock. He presents himself. So, I was expecting Tarius.
Well,
Yes.
we don't know Atarius, but we were sent here to pick up a package of sorts.
Nope, can't be me you're looking for. He sits back down. Good day to you.
He sits back down, and as he sits back down, I kind of look down at him as he turns his back to us a little bit, and I look down again. I'm like, "Do you know a doctor?"
Are you hurt?
No. Do you know a doctor?
I know a few doctors, yeah.
You by chance know a doctor that's looking for an important package?
Give me a
Named Henrik.
persuasion check with advantage for having Henrik added onto it.
For having what?
For Leo
Henrik
adding
is
Henrik onto it.
Oh. Oh wait, you wanted what? I'm sorry, you wanted persuasion, right?
Persuasion,
Oh.
yeah. That's lucky.
Click the wrong one.
One of his eyes kind of squints closed and he eyes you with the other one. He says,
Yeah, I guess. But you said Tarius didn't send you?
Well, if you want the complete and honest truth, we never asked any names. Originally, we were here to see a person named Peanut, but apparently he's not in today. And whilst trying to do this, we've been sent to potentially help out another certain person get a certain thing to another certain doctor.
He had shiny teeth, silver.
Oh, yeah, that's Tarius. Don't know no Peanut. But you guys don't look like you work for the Rethnor group.
We do not work for the Rethnor group. We're just on a mission for them.
Doing them a favor, you could
Very
say.
strange to send outsiders to do this mission, I guess, but hey.
We're the best of the best.
So did he give you my payment?
What? What
I
payment?
want to roll an
Payment.
insight check on that.
Yeah.
yeah, give me an insight check.
No.
Um, You can all do it if you want to do it.
Yes, please.
Oh,
We're getting going, boys.
Kaval and Damien, this little gnome looks fairly like just like genuinely asking where his payment is. Leo, this gnome kind of looks like he's genuinely asking where his payment is as he's looking up at each of you.
Yeah, I went and got
I look
this.
down at him.
He nudges the box forward on the rock, but keeps a hand on it, a little tiny gnomish hand on it.
I kind of just like look at him real quick, and I'm straightforward with him. I'm like, your friend did not give us anything to give to you, and he literally gave us one order, and that was to come get, I'm assuming, whatever you have us to give to this man, because it's very obvious at this point in time that you are who we're here to talk to, and so any payments you would probably need to speak with him about. We're just here to get this box and transport it safely.
Well, it seems he's a sly bastard.
He did seem that way. I'll be honest with you. And I kind of like, as he says that, and I agree with him, I really nod my head, and I really get into that, like me saying that and agreeing with him.
I think one thing that he did mention to us is that you needed this package delivered before nightfall. And it seems that he's not going to be here to deliver it himself. That's why he sent us. The payment you'll need to take up with him.
Well, the package is for Dr. Heinrich. You see?
Yes.
I simply cannot enter the city gates, and so Tarius was employed to take this through the gates. But he said he would be bringing Dr. Heinrich's payment to me today.
Yes, after we deliver the package.
Well, I don't want to sit around all day.
No, if you wait here, we'll come back with it straight after.
I look over at Leo real quick.
I wink.
When he winks, I look down at the gnome real quick to notice if he was smart enough to notice the wink.
He is not smart enough to notice the wink.
I look back over at Leo and I look down at the gnome, and I just tell him once again, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to lie to you because you seem like a good person, but no, we are here to give this and take this box to this doctor. He's going to pay us, and then we're going to walk away with the money because that's what we were told.
And give the share to you. We're gonna bring it back here.
Well, as much as I enjoy working with new people, I was employed to do a singular thing, told I would be paid today before I hand over the box. So you see, it's a very difficult position. I want
How much were you supposed to get paid?
5 gold.
Oh, 5 gold?
How about 9 copper? That's more coins than 5.
He blinks at you.
6.
Oh, sorry.
10
What?
copper.
What the fuck?
What?
You don't even have any bananas left to throw.
Exactly. That's why I was just clicking on it to try and remove it from my inventory. Sorry.
Trying to throw a banana
You
at
can
the
just
gnome.
you can just reduce it to 0, and then you have none.
Oh,
In case you ever find another
Oh no,
banana.
because it's a weapon now, and I don't know how to remove weapons. I'm sorry.
Attacks with banana.
I mean, just don't click it, and then you don't. Yeah,
I
don't
didn't
worry
mean
about
to.
it.
I was trying to remove it. I'm sorry.
How would you click that?
I don't know. I was trying to remove
She
it.
has a banana as an actual weapon. It's amazing. But
Yeah, but someone took my bananas.
the gnome is just blinking at you, Leo. Just sort of.
Well, I'll try to
still face.
persuade it, though. Can I not?
You can roll me a persuasion check. He continues to blink at you.
What? How about? Hold on. All right. Final offer. 7 copper and a water skin.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Listen, sir, I'm not much into bartering, okay?
I look over at Leo and I look back at the gnome and I just go, Leo, you can spare 5 gold. Just give the man 5 gold. We can deal out.
But 5 gold. You know how much gold that is?
It's 5 gold.
Yeah, exactly.
And I look at him real quick and I kind of give him, it's 5 gold. And in
Leo.
comparison to that, I'm like kind of, I want to make it known that I'm doing this in the sense of we're going to get paid something else that's way more than 5 gold. Just 5 gold.
Why
How
do
about-
I? Yes.
Leo, you put in 3 gold, I'll put
Yeah.
in 2.
And
that
I'll
be
pay
better?
you both.
No. How about Damien 2, and you Caval 2, and I'll pitch in a whole gold coin.
Damien
look
has
over.
no gold.
I look over, I'm like, that would be fantastic if I had any gold to give.
You know what? Here, I'm gonna pass him 5 gold.
9 copper and a water skin.
I'm just gonna hand over 5 gold while
He
Leo
takes the
tries to barter.
He takes the 5 gold from you and pushes the box your way, like across the rock to you. So it's just a fairly standard-looking wooden box. It looks like it can just be lifted open on and opened up. There's a symbol emblazoned on the front of it or on the top of it, a large symbol kind of. It kind of looks like it's maybe glowing a little bit. What languages do you all speak?
Oh.
Common plus. Oh yeah. Oh shit! I need to figure one out.
Common, draconic, abyssal, deep speech.
Okay.
Common, dwarf, elvish, gnomish.
Okay.
I want to. Okay, yeah, I know Common and Elvish. I just decided Elvish. There you go.
All right. So along the top, this symbol sort of glows somewhat. Looking upon it, give me a wisdom check, just a standard wisdom check, Caval. As he pushes it towards you. Yeah. So looking at it, you see that the symbol kind of flips. It says password, and then it changes before your eyes and says zombie, and then changes to password, and then changes to zombie again. And he pushes it over to you, and then he looks up at Caval and Damien and says,
Hey, you guys want to see something funny?
I would love to see anything that would make me laugh.
looks at Caval.
Sure.
He then stands up, brings his backpack out, and brings out a tiny little snake's tongue, and then a honeycomb. Puts the snake's tongue on the honeycomb, puts it down on the rock, and then brings out a very small little stick. Looks kind of like a wand or something, and touches it, and you see him speak some strange arcane words. And Leo, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Woo!
Nice.
21.
21 and a crit. Still not enough. And the gnome says,
Hey, you. Drop your trousers.
and you pretty much feel compelled to drop your trousers.
I have a dress. All right.
Lift your dress.
I thought you got changed, sorry.
So I have to do it.
You're very much compelled to do so, yeah.
I look over as he's lifting his dress up, and I look at the gnome, and I just start. I just kind of chuckle a little bit because I'm waiting. I feel like there's going to be more.
Can I struggle to do it? Like, you can see me struggle while trying. Like I'm shaking.
You sort of
trying to-
struggle against it, like
Yeah.
you're like you actually like have a very strong sense of like anti-counter spell magic-y stuff going on in your head for a bit, but it's just this magic which hits you and compels you to lift your dress is just unbelievably powerful for some reason.
I just
Okay, before
lean
it's,
over.
can I interfere like in the middle though?
Oh, I just
After you
wanted to
lift your
lean over
dress,
to-
you're
Do I have to? Can I not do it in the middle? Oh, okay.
no, you're utterly and completely compelled to just lift your dress and do basically nothing else.
All right, I lift my goddamn dress while struggling.
And
Oh no!
so
no! Let's go!
suddenly Leo lifts his dress, reveals himself, and the gnome just starts laughing.
See, that's what happens when you try and persuade people to do things with your silver tongue there, Mr. Bird.
And then he puts his little backpack on, looks up at Kaval and at Damien, jumps off of the rock and says,
Wonderful doing business with you. I'll see you later.
and starts heading south down the main road. And then as he gets 15 feet away or so, he says,
You can put the dress down in 10 minutes.
and then carries on walking away. And you're just stood there for a bit under the...
Okay, wait. Okay, screw it. I was gonna put him to sleep, but screw it.
I mean, you
we're
can't move
here.
your hands or anything really at the moment. You're like somewhat between a
Am I
whole-
naked?
I don't know. Do you have any underwear on?
I don't. We never just.
Probably
They just put on a
not.
dress. They just. That's all he said. I'll put on a dress.
I mean,
I was gonna say, I was gonna
Then-
lean over to
The
Damien.
balls and Willie are hanging out, yes?
you're stood there in the brisk midday northern breeze while your little tallywhacker is out.
Okay,
I'm
well,
sitting there and like I just kind of look him up and down. I
No,
look him
I'm
up
late.
and down,
I want to late. Yeah.
I look at the gnome as he's running away, and I look over at Cabal, and I look at her real quick. And if I'm right, I notice a little bit of red in her cheeks.
No. Almost
Yeah.
definitely not.
I look at her real quick, and I kind of come in closer to her face with my face, and I kind of come back a little bit, and I chuckle, and then I reach over and I pinch one of her cheeks, and I'm like, "Oh, does someone see something they like?"
Please, Damien, not now. Anyway, it looks like it's not
And
even
as
that
she says
chilly.
"not now," I look really confused. I'm like, "Wait, what?"
It's not even that chilly outside. I look over at Leo almost sympathetically. Just, you right there, little buddy?
Goddamn gnomes! I swear to God, I want to lay down. At least like can I don't know. Like my hands are. I can't do anything.
I mean, you're just compelled to lift your dress if you can find. You can move around and turn and like thrust yourself up against
I
a
wanna,
rock
like,
or a
turn
tree.
away. I want to lay down on my belly.
Yeah, then you lay down on your belly with
Yeah.
yourself exposed.
Do you
for
want me to
10
dig a little
minutes.
hole in the dirt for you?
I don't know if you can dig it big enough.
Oh,
I
or
can definitely.
maybe you could just go over there and do exactly what you want.
Excuse me?
Nothing. I think the whole joke was very funny, and I just kind of walk a little bit away.
There's a few
Are we
people
going to-
walking past,
wait.
looking strangely at you all.
Oh wait. What do I have on me? I think I wanna, cause I can't use my hands, but I do have my goddamn mage hand, right?
Yeah.
Or I could just ask. Okay, I guess. How would I do it?
No,
Damien.
mage hand requires you to move your hands to cast. So again, you have to
oh.
basically
Yeah.
you can cast any spell at the moment that is just nothing but a V. A V and an S means that you verbal and you somatically move. So somatic is your hands and things.
Okay, well I'll whisper. Damien,
I kind of look down at him.
come here.
I'm not really quite sure what he wants, so I just kind of like slowly kind of come down a little closer and hunched over towards him, as his like face is pretty much on the ground.
Listen, in my pouch, there's some underwear.
I look at him as he says this, and I go, I have an idea. And I flash back for a second, and this is what I talk about, but I'm just going to flash it back. And we flash back to that moment. They were behind me, and I turned around, and we both rolled a 10, and we both kind of squinted and put our heads up at each other.
Ooh.
And I look at him, and I'm like, remember when we were walking, I felt like you were lying to me.
Well, I wasn't.
Tell me the truth now, and I will help
wasn't
you with
lying.
whatever you need.
I wasn't lying. I was
You're
telling you the
not.
truth.
You weren't.
I
You
was.
I'm
weren't.
just
Not
gonna
lying.
sit on the rock and watch this unfold. Oh, I'm carrying the box as well.
I wasn't lying.
You can roll a deception if you want.
There we have it. I wasn't lying. I was embarrassed about the thing on my head. It was pink.
So I kind of slowly reach back into his pack, trying to feel around for underwear. Do I find the underwear, or what do I pull out?
I mean, I presume you can find the underwear after a bit, yeah.
Okay. So I pull out the underwear, and I kind of look at it, and I kind of dangle it. I stand up straight, and I kind of dangle it real quick, and I look over at Caval, and I'm like, you see this? This is underwear?
Yes, it's to hide up nether regions.
I kind of look at it for a minute again, and I just like I'm looking at it because I'm so confused because the shade of the color and everything, and I just kind of look down. I'm like, is this what you're talking about?
Yes, put them on me.
I before he even finishes the put them on me, I hear him say put them on, and I automatically like, oh, I don't understand, but okay, and I start putting my legs through both holes.
No,
and I start slowly.
put them on me.
I get them like halfway up, and I look down, and I'm like, you want me to put your own underwear on you? As he says that, and they're around my knees, I just flex my knees, like push them apart, and accidentally rip them in half.
Oh my.
And I look up, and I'm like, oops.
Damn it!
What?
All right.
You
No,
you
listen.
only have one pair of underwear, and I go digging into his bag again to see if I can find more underwear.
You probably do, actually. Leo has quite a lot of clothes.
Those are my best underwear.
I
got
find
them
another
from
pair of underwear, and I'm like, these? And I show him to Caval again. And then I drop him about 3 foot in front of him.
No, you. What? Do you see my
I'm
hands?
not putting your underwear on for you. I'm glad to get them out of your bag. What are you so embarrassed about?
I can't use my hands
Why?
because gnomes.
Well, you tried to lie to him.
No, I tried to give him a deal. You know,
That wasn't a deal, Leo. You kind of asked for this.
Now, do you have any idea how much this wood skin is worth?
As he says that, I take the underwear off the ground and I put it on my head real quick. And I just kind of like bend over on one knee and I get down and cross my arms onto one knee and I'm really close to him and I'm just like, this is not a good position for either of us, I don't think, but realistically, I can still use my hands. You know,
Well-
I've thought about this for the last couple of minutes and I've decided that I agree with Caval. And I go over and I just sit down by Caval and I just like sit there and I just look at her real close for a minute. I kind of whisper and I'm just like, I don't care how long you want to sit here. We can watch him the entire time he's tied up. But let's not talk to him until this is done with, because he's just going to beg us to put clothes on him.
Oh, just throw the underwear on the floor and see if you can do it without any hands.
I take the underwear off my head and I give it to Caval. Like I drop it in her lap.
I pick it up with my thumb and my forefinger and just drop it down in front of Leo's feet. Good luck. You'll need it. Just sit back down and watch.
Hey, Damien! Hey, joke's on you, okay? Those were the underwear on your head. I used those the night we met Olag. Yeah, remember what I did? Huh?
And I have a flashback to him walking down the stairs, buttoning up his shirt. And I sit there for a second, and I think I I just kind of sit there and look at the underwear in Caval's lap, and I just start laughing. Because I don't care. But I'm thinking about Caval's reaction and knowing that she's got seamany pants or underwear on her lap.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Joke's on you!
Well, I didn't even know this went on, so I would be
Oh,
completely
yeah.
clueless.
Remember that time he lied to you about that as well the other day?
Lied about what?
Oh, nothing.
Go on, Leo.
Ask him.
Do you want to sit there for...
And then I sit back for a moment and I start being really, really shitty. And I start contemplating the fact that I think they were still both lying to me earlier. So this is a ploy to get them to tell me the truth about what they were talking about earlier. And I just go back to just kind of chuckling in my own little spot.
Do you want to sit there for 8 more minutes, huh?
I look over at Caval. So, are you confused about why I laughed about the underwear and what he said about being with Olog and the tavern? Do you understand that at all, Caval?
Well, I was busy. I was trying to get the job done before you decided.
Oh, he was getting a job done all right. Weren't you?
2 jobs.
And I just start laughing. Why don't you tell her the truth? I mean, I don't think you can even tell me the truth.
If you put on the underpants, I will.
You'll tell me the truth and her the truth.
About what? Yes.
How do I know I can trust you?
It's me, Leo, man.
I look over at Cabal and I just start laughing.
I don't. He has his Wilkins out on display for the entire world to see. He has nothing to hide anymore.
I stand
No,
up.
I'm
I
laying
walk
on my
over and I
belly,
flip
man.
him
I'm laying on
over.
my belly.
I flip him over so he's not on his stomach anymore. And then I just go back and I sit back down the rock.
Well, I can still
No,
move.
now he is.
Here we go. This side, I'm on my belly again.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary, but fantastic. Why don't you just tell us? How about this? You tell us both the truth now, since I know you're lying to me, and I also know that you've lied to her now. So you've now lied to both of us, but we both know the truth. So how about this? You tell us both the truth, and we'll know if you're telling each other the truth. And if so, then I'll give you your underwear.
You know, we have this package to deliver before nightfall, gentlemen.
What time of day is it?
Well, you
Wobbling.
can,
It's a
you
little
can
bit
have this
ridiculous.
package right now. It's fine.
What time of day is it, Brad?
It's probably about 1 p.m.
By 1 p.m. I look up and I look over at Caval and I look back and I go, we could sit here for another 3 hours before it's going to get dark.
Caval, give me a
We're going to
perception
be
check.
fine.
Perception.
Yeah, you like he's looking up and laughing at you, and you look back towards Southgate where there is an enormous queue, like just a line of people waiting to get in the town. Just a succession of carts and merchants and people with backpacks, families, carriages. Leads back quite far.
Okay, I'm gonna stand up with the box in hand. I really don't have time for this. If we want to get paid, we really need to get back into the city.
I look at her
You over there?
and I nod. And as I nod, I go over and I just buy, like, kind of like his shirt, like by his back. I just pick up Leo and I throw him over my shoulder.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh.
Let me down.
Ah, well, you can't even use your hands and you refuse to tell us the truth. So I
I will tell you
you're
the
a child.
truth.
I'll need to
Put it on
carry
my
you
underpants.
inside.
I really hope that his skirt is like fallen over his head, so it's just his bare ass on display for
Yeah.
everyone.
I mean, it is. It is.
I will tell you the truth. You just
We
put
go
it
get
on
in line to go in as we're talking. At least I would assume.
Help! Help!
He starts yelling help, and I start laughing, and I smack his ass. And I don't smack it soft. Like, you know what? Let's just, for funskies. Oh, I fucking...
Yeah, that's a big old Dragonborn handprint there, claw print.
Oh my god.
God damn it. All right.
Survival check. What are you, you tracking someone right now? Survival isn't.
Instead, you can do that. You can be like, what the fuck are you doing?
It isn't. Survival check isn't like to literally try and survive something. That's just how much HP you have left. At best, it's a con save maybe this to see how well you deal with it. A survival is more like how close to Bear Grylls you are, you know, in that terms of survival like that.
It's kind of like inside in. Okay, no, I get it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Give me a con save. We'll see how loud you scream.
Oh my god.
Oh, get out!
Yeah, you're all right. It's not that bad. Although Caval, you're probably impressed at the level of damage that is done to his butt, and yet he still only kind of cries out slightly. There's a huge welting, great claw mark on his butt.
I turn towards Cabal as he just kind of like lets out a little. I'm like, did you hear that? So his ass is looking right at her.
I'm still screaming for help.
I
Honestly surprised he could handle it.
was that you that yelped? He didn't even yelp. I don't think. Was that you, Cabal?
No, that was
And I
me.
turn around, and as I turn around, I kind of like tap the little area of the ass I slapped, and was like, "This man he's a tough one." And I just like kind of move up a little farther in the line to get in.
Can I just slap the other cheek as well? Let's have some fun with this.
Yeah,
Can
go
I
on then.
slap?
Give me a
Go on,
D20.
man.
What one is it?
Just give me a
It's a-
D20, yeah. Or an athletics check if you really want to put some oomph in it. You slap it, but it's not as bad. You just give it a
It's
little,
like it's
little love tap.
Just a little tap.
Yeah.
little love.
Just to give a little smaller, less inflicted wound handprint on one side. In the queue in front of you is just a cart full of vegetables and fruits, and then sat on the front of it is some sort of farmer-looking gentleman with a couple of donkeys pulling the cart along. So you have no one directly in front of you. At the moment, there's no one behind you, and you start to queue up. The queue's very long though. And give me a D12. Anyone.
Everyone?
Let's see. Caval, yeah, you do it.
Whoop, sorry.
D-
I was pushing the
oh,
button as you said that.
I
apologize.
said Caval.
I'm so
okay.
sorry. I'm so
Oh.
sorry.
Okay.
I am the dungeon master.
Probably should have gone with Damien there, but unfortunately, Caval rolled, and it means that you are queuing up for 10 hours before you get to the front of the.
Wait. Okay, yeah, we can proceed.
After 5 more minutes, you're probably down off of Damien's back.
Yeah, I
and
want to continue from there.
You queue
Yeah.
up. This is like essentially going to be a 10-hour slow queue. Like, you know when you're trying to queue up for like a festival or something, and it is just depressingly, buzz-killingly slow. You're doing that kind of thing. There's a every couple of hours something holds the queue up for an extremely long amount of time as the guards have to deal with something untoward that somebody's trying to smuggle into town or something like that. And it takes you a very long time as this queue slowly progresses forward. But carrying on from after the spell works, wears off.
Okay, yeah. Then, okay.
Before it wears off, as it's wearing off, I start running to the front of the line with him over my shoulder, bare-assed.
Okay. Halfway there, the spell runs out.
As it's running out, I can kind of feel him trying to get down. I'm like, no, stay up there for 1 second. But I'm still running.
Explain to me why.
You don't worry about it. I have a plan. Just go with it.
I don't want to be naked
Don't
on your
worry.
back.
Your ass is going to help us more than you'll ever understand. And I start running, and I just keep running towards
Right.
the gate, like
Caval?
bumping him up and down on my back.
What are you doing, Caval?
Damien, where are you going? And do I want to leave my space in the queue as a British person?
This is
as
the
well?
most. I'm so glad you were the one left behind, because that's exactly what I was thinking as well. I was like, oh, does she want to leave that place in that queue? This is heresy, Tiger Writer.
Oh no. Okay, no, it's okay. We're not in we're not in the UK. It's all right. You're not British here. You're Cabal. You're not from. Damien, wait. For God's sake, wait for me! And I chase.
No background behind this.
As a British person,
I'm an American.
queuing up is like it's like part of our culture. I would say like waiting in orderly queues it's a very British thing. Complaining, writing letters to complain, and queuing up. So
Yes.
you know, if someone cuts the queue, that's when you wouldn't do anything. You'd just angrily tut or sigh.
Yeah,
But
but
you
that's
wouldn't-
about
you
the
wouldn't
maximum level of British
Yeah.
hateful
Anger.
scorn. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
You've tipped someone over the edge if they tut. You've really pushed it too far. They're inside. They are seething.
Roll your eyes.
So Caval comes running up, and you guys run to the front of the queue. There is lots of tutting, lots of lots of upset-looking faces from all of the people queuing up.
I can't believe they've done this.
A couple of noble people looking out of the windows. Yeah, one of them looks out and says, "Oh, fuck, I can't believe they've done this. As you go running up towards that, the two towers up there, the Twin Teeth, and the guards, which are at the moment dealing with what looks to be an unruly couple of halflings, big backpacks on their backs, and they seem to be the 5 or 6 guards, which are sort of milling about, guarding, the entrance, letting people through, are trying to deal with this unruly couple, a young halfling couple. As you guys come running up,
I run up, and I kind of like stop in front of like whatever guard I can get up to right away, and I kind of I look at him, I'm like, sir, can I have your attention for 1 second, sir?
if you don't mind, you'll have to queue up. We're trying to deal with this here couple. The couple are there.
I see what's going on here, but do you see what's going on over my shoulder here?
Quite quickly, you must understand. Who is this person? Listen, sir, if you don't mind, we've really got to deal with this here couple. They're quite irate. What's the matter? Is this man dying?
He's more than dying. His primary physician is in this town, and he has the I would almost say the only one. Well, and I lean in towards the guard. I lean real close, like to the point where it's almost probably uncomfortable for him because I really don't want anybody else to hear it. And I whisper to him like, this man, well, first he needs a catheter. And on top of that, you've been hearing about those pills that you can, and I point at his ass that goes in there, and how some people have been starting to use them and it's been working. And I look at him and I kind of nod my head a little bit.
Do I look like a doctor? I have no idea what you're talking about. Please, just get back in line.
I can't. I have to be honest with you. What can I do to get this gentleman and, well, his wife in there right now before he dies?
Do I hear him call me his wife?
The little halfling does exactly the same thing. Looks at him and says, "Yeah, what can I do to let me and my wife in?" And the man looks between all of you, confused, a little upset. Looks at this man in a dress on the back of a dragonborn and just says, well, I suppose if you've got the coin, you might be able to slip by.
I look over at Leo's butt, and I look kind of down where his hips at, and I want to see if I can find a coin purse.
It's down to you, Leo. I don't know where you keep it.
Well, I'm not gonna say it now. What the hell is this?
I mean, is it hidden?
I want to say no. Probably should be though.
I kind of fondle around to see if I can find his coin purse.
You probably can, yeah. But I mean, Leo, you're completely able to move around and.
Yeah, no. I would you're not using any of my coin for this.
Listen.
Yeah.
And I find the coin purse and I grab 1 gold out of it, 1 gold, and I look at him. I go, I want you to understand that sadly enough, this is all I can afford because I'm taking it from him so he doesn't die to give to you. But I can promise you right now that if you give me at least an hour to 2 hours, I'll come back here and I'll give you 4 more gold for a 5 even gold.
Right. Okay. Get back in the line. Thanks very much.
I look at him as he says that, and I look
halflings
back
just
at the
start
ball.
moving forward as well. Well, we haven't got any gold. We can't give you anything.
Have these people spotted me?
Yeah, I mean, you're all just blatantly stood there. There's a lot of people stood behind you, tutting, starting to get unruly. Some of the other guards are starting to get annoyed with all of you.
Well, bugger. So they have spotted me because I can't fake that I'm going into labor or something.
I mean,
That's
you're pretty large, and you're also back in your armor, right? Did you say you put it on?
No,
No?
I'm just
You're
carrying
just in the dress?
bag. Yeah.
I mean, you can. I mean, they know you're there. You didn't look like you were going into labor at first, but.
I look at the guard, and then I look back at Caval, and when I look at Caval, I kind of point a little bit with my hand, and I mouth to her to see if she can make out me saying, "Hey, John, anything."
What?
Go into labor.
Anything. And I turn around back towards the guard and I go, sir, before we go, could I ask you one more thing?
No.
All right. And I turn around as he says no, and I walk over to the guard that's across the way, like kind of on the very opposite side of him. And I look over at him and I kind of lean myself against the wall where he's at, and I go, I've got 5 gold and I need to get in, and I don't really want to make this a problem. It's not that much gold, and I know it. Can we just get in there real quick and stop dealing with all this? And if they give you any problems and these little halflings give you problems, I'll take care of it. And I look over him and I kind of give him a snarl. And I go, I will take care of the halflings if you let us in.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage. Nobody likes you here. He looks at you and just says, listen, buddy, if Captain Rethnor finds out that I let you in ahead of all of these people for 5 gold, he'd kick me out of the city with no legs. So if you don't mind...
Captain Rethnor was told that you touched this man? And I look over him and I point to the big handprint on his ass.
What?
Why did you do that to me?
If you don't get back in line, you're not getting in the city ever again.
Oh, did you hear that? He admitted, did you guys hear that? And I start yelling towards the crowd. I'm like, look what this man just did to him. And I turn his ass towards the crowd.
A couple of people in the crowd just go, shut up! Get in line! We don't give a fuck if you cut his ass off, mate.
Well,
There's no pushing in. They all, everyone around you, okay, looking at them from on a 1 insight check, you can tell, hate you. Hate you. All 3 of you. The guards look like they're about ready to absolutely.
hate me?
Yeah, all of you just come running up and try to barter your way in on 5 gold.
I'm gonna take things into my own hands, and I'm gonna walk up to the guard that Damien's not at. Sir, please, I beg of you, my husband and our adopted child, we took in the Dragonborn at a young age, as you can tell. He's not right in the head. We are in desperate need to go and see the doctor in town. I haven't much gold, but I beg of you, without his medication, he's just going to get more and more aggressive. Please.
Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh, fuck.
The guard kind of looks at you quizzically for a moment, then looks at this just giant dragonborn man and looks at the person on his shoulders with dress on, and looks back at you in your sort of smelly, salt-stained, sea salt-stained dress, and then says, "Lady, get back in line. Last chance, or you're barred forever."
Oh, God's sake! Can I like pull my one shoulder, the shoulder of my dress down a little bit,
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Right,
Please.
fine.
I will do anything.
Listen, lady. I'm gonna be taking down your name. What's your name there?
Oh, it's
I trot over with the ass. And I'm not close enough to I'm just close enough to hear. I'm not getting in their conversation.
oh, it's Calor.
Stringard.
Calore.
Calore.
Right, and then he starts just writing down the description of exactly how you look, what your face looks like, how tall you are, your hair, your eye color, your dress. And then does the same, looks over to Damien. What would your name
as he's
be
doing
there?
that, I kind of start walking. I'm like, what are you doing there, sir?
Just got to take down your details. What's your name there?
I have a quick question for you before you do that. And as he says that, I put my hand over top of what he's writing, because I've realized that he's obviously getting ready to make sure that we can never come here again. And I look at him and I kind of push it down a little bit, real softly, not in an angry way, nothing like that. And I just kind of look him in the eyes and I'm like, that will not be necessary in the
I suggest
slightest.
you let go of me there, sir.
I suggest that you don't. And I just look at him in the eyes.
Okay. He looks frightened, but I'm going to need everybody to roll initiative for me, please. As the guards all around you, this one looks frightened, but the other guards suddenly draw their spears and lower them down towards each of you, and you
Is there no way to talk our way out of this?
I mean,
Oh,
not anymore, no.
hey,
As the other guards suddenly start moving in, spears lowered, heading in towards each of the group there.
Are you fucking my ass right now? Like, that's 2 times now that when it's been my fault that the initiative happened, I've rolled a fucking 1. When I got stabbed in the stomach, I rolled a 1. God fuck!
And unfortunately, the 3 of them have incited the wrath of, what did I say, 6 guards? 6
oh
guards.
my God!
6
Are you kidding me, Damien?
armed
What the
guards.
fuck?
Hey, this isn't just me. You were trying to sexualize the guard. You were like, hey guys, let me see if I can give you some of my big ass shoulders since I'm a million feet tall. And I'm gonna think that you're so beautiful that I'm just gonna get naked after I told you you get one more time and I'm gonna kick you out. Put this on me.
I'm pretty sure you said that Caval wasn't very attractive as well when we made the character, so it's not like you're like,
She's got
She's got huge hands.
oh
No,
my
that's
god.
her hands are
Nobody's
very
dick is
small.
gonna look big in those hands.
No, she's got really small hands.
Kitty is going to return to
That
this
makes
campaign, and if you're still alive, you're not going to be in the city. And it's just, I love D&D. I love how fucked up it can get in just 7 seconds on a side quest
At least
Oh,
while a
when
character is
Damien's
away.
here.
I know, you fucking Tiger. You are the most chaotic player. But I love it. It's fine. I enjoy
trying
both of
so
your
hard.
I enjoy both of your crazy chaotic characters in both of my campaigns. But we will be back in a couple of minutes, and we'll go to a quick break. And then when we come back, these guys will have to face the wrath of some guards here. Caval, you are unarmed. Remember, you have no, you have no armor on. You're just in a dress. Like you can have your sword, but you don't have any armor on.
Oh my God!
So we'll deal with this in a few minutes. Go and grab a drink, a
I believe
cigarette,
I'm being blamed for
or a full sachet of heroin, and don't
I
forget
would have shown my tits.
to return. I'm sure you would have done. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. So, the three stooges here at the south gate of Luskan have enticed the fury of 6 guards who lower their spears. The one directly in front of Damien, who originally had a pen and parchment in his hands, drops the pen and parchment, but kind of looks up a little shakily towards Damien, and then kind of you see him like look over his shoulder at the other guards behind him, and they drop their spears down and start to move forward. He actually rolled the highest initiative, but he's so fucking scared that he doesn't do anything on his turn, which means the next person's turn in the initiative order that we're in is Kaval.
What?
It's your turn. Your action and stuff like that.
Well, in sheer shock and panic, I'm gonna punch the guard right in the face. Fuck it, let's do this.
Of course you are.
I'm gonna throw the first punch.
Do you remember last time you
You
punched?
roll a 1.
Why wouldn't a paladin?
I have to shit right now. If you roll a 1, that's going to come out of me.
I'm gonna cock my fist back. I'm gonna let out a ah! Punch him square in the face.
So,
Come on.
oh, you have a punch now, right? I think I added it.
I added it just in case.
Okay, so that is a hit. Which one are you hitting? The one that was in front of Damien?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
'cause
right
he was
in front
talking
of
to
Poor guy.
The others
From
are
point blank range.
the others are a little behind this main guy in the front. They're pretty close though. They're no further than 10 feet. Yeah, you hit him. You can roll that damage by clicking on the punch word there.
Oh.
Boom! You smack him. Yeah, it's not a perfect punch. You don't hit him in the face. You kind of just hit him in the chest, and you feel your gauntleted hand just connect with some chain shirt underneath the.
She doesn't have gauntlet though, right?
Oh, you just have a normal hand, so I guess you just feel your normal hand crunch into some chain shirt underneath this man's maroon robes, or maroon t-shirt, shirt-looking thing, doublet, and yeah, he kind of stumbles backwards. One of the guards behind him lowers a spear and thrusts it at you now, Kaval. Your armor class at the moment is 10 plus your dexterity modifier. So whatever that is, then
is that in saving throws? That's 0.
no, not the saving throw, just your actual dex modifier. It might still be a 0. Do you want me to check? Let me have a look.
Yeah. There's a 10 underneath there.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. So your dexterity is 10, so it's a 0. So you have an AC of 10. So if I roll higher than a 10, or if I roll 10 or higher, you will be hit by the spear. Oh, he steps forward, and you just see how unsure of everything that's happening is. I mean, Damien looks intimidating as shit, even though he's basically not moving because he's so slow off the mark to realize that everyone's suddenly attacking for some reason. This guy kind of just steps forward, and you see him trip over his own spear and just whoop, boom, hit the ground, and a dust of dirt kind of lifts up in front of him, and his spear rolls over the ground in front of him, and he reaches out trying to grab it. One of the other guys behind him just kind of looks down at him, absolutely disgusted at this greenhorn that's just completely screwed up. He looks about 16, this guard, which brings us to Leo's turn.
All right. I will. Wait, I'm pretty close, right? I'm right. We're all in a line, pretty much.
All of you are, just in a line in front of this first guard. The others are just a little bit behind him. One of them on the ground next to him.
And enough to use sleep.
Yeah, you can use sleep. So sleep has a
20 feet, right?
a range on it, which is 90 feet. So you can hit anyone within 90 feet of you.
Wait, anyone? I thought it was everyone.
I mean, that you can cast it within 90 feet. So you cast it actually on kind of an area, and what it does is it starts to hit whoever is closest to it, and then dissipates around that. So if you say you aimed it at the person who is on the ground, it would hit him first. You roll your 5d8 to see how many points of sort of damage or a sleep spell that you do. And depending on his HP, let's imagine he has 5 HP and you roll a 10. He will go to sleep, and then the next 5 sleep points will go on to the next person. If he also has 5 HP, he'll fall asleep as well. Like, that's kind of how it works. So, but you have 90 feet range on it, and it's 20 feet from that 90-foot point.
I don't want to put one to sleep though. Shit, I can run away, right? That's always an option.
Yeah, you can always run away. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that would be the best thing to do right now, because it's 6 guards, and fighting them without Caval's armor is what we should do. Let me see what I got on me. Yeah. All right, I might. Okay, can I attack and do the sleeping spell? No.
No, you sleep.
I want to throw a dagger.
Your sleep spell is your main action. Throwing a dagger would also be a main action.
Okay. Let me think. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna leg it.
Okay, so you can run a grand total of 30 feet, and then you can also use your action to dash and run an extra 30 feet. So you can run 60 feet in the opposite direction if you'd like.
Will I be say that? I don't know. Will that be a safe distance? Like, I would like run into a forest or something.
I mean, depending on which way you run, you can run along the walls. I mean, everywhere along these walls looks kind of defended. You know, there's like people on the walls as well as outside it. There's a lot of people around along the entirety of the wall out the way. So, but you could run down the road. And
can I run in? No.
No, you'd have to run past all the guards, and they'd get like a free attack on you.
Yeah. All right. We're not gonna fight them, guys. Okay, I'm running back. I'm running just straight opposite.
All right, so you just shout, "We're not gonna fight them," and run away. Maximum 60 foot.
Yeah.
All right, so he just skedaddles away, running as far as he can. The guards beyond suddenly start moving in. 2 of them lower spears towards Caval. One of them towards Damien. One of them throws his spear at the fleeing person. So the first 2, one falls over his fallen comrade in front of him. As he's moving forward, he looks down and falls over, falls onto the back of this thing. These guys are just completely awful. All the greenhorns are out today on Southgate duty. As he falls and falls over, you see his spear rolling one way. The next one behind him. You are kidding me.
Oh my god!
I've just realized why. No, wait. Am I even rolling here? I think I'm just rolling a 1d20 plus 3. No. Yeah, this is correct. What the fuck?
It's correct. Yeah, it's correct. I looked at it too. I was like, is that real?
How is this possible? This can't be real.
It's
Roll
real.
it again for
It's
fun.
real.
Roll it again for fun.
Yeah.
You just put a 1 in front of it. The 4's still there. It is real. It's not real. It's not fucking real. I knew it.
Damn. Wow. So the next one behind him, boom, falls over the guy in front of him. The one underneath lets out a cry as he's crushed underneath his 2 comrades. The one which thrusts his spear. Wait, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3. So the one which throws his spear through the air doesn't move forward, so he just launches a spear towards the back of Leo. What is your he has advantage because you're running away from him. What is your AC, please, Leo?
13.
13?
Yep.
You start running away. Oh no, he has disadvantage, but it doesn't matter because it would be normal, so it's the 14, so it still hits you. Yeah, this thing just launches through the air. It's a perfect shot. This one looks a little less like a greenhorn compared to the others, and strikes Leo, dealing. Let's see. Ooh, this one hurts. This one strikes Leo, boom, in the back. The spear goring him, probably causing him to stagger and stop as this spear strikes into the back of you, dealing 5 damage, which is pretty devastating to Leo, I think.
Yeah, 3 HP left.
Yeah, so you have a spear in you and you stagger to a stop with a spear thrust out from you. The 3 guards on the ground are kind of bustling about trying to get off of each other and their spears are all around. They look awful. One of them, the one which thrusts the spear forward, draws a short sword and says, "Get up, you fools!" The one which looked originally kind of afraid and concerned kind of drops his pen and paper and picks up his spear and begins to level it, but it is Damien's turn.
As like all this is kind of going on and everything happens like at once, and I see like the guards trip over each other, and I kind of notice that the guard in front of me now, who's pretty close to me, is just kind of like looking at me and dropped his pen and paper and has pulled out a sword, and I'm still like, I'm like sitting there, no weapon out, nothing. And I kind of look at how many guards are not laying on the floor and not in front of me. So there's 3 on the floor, 1 in front of me. So there's 2 other guards, right?
Yeah, 2 are stood up.
2 are stood up, and what are they doing?
No, 3 are. Wait, no, all of them. 4 are on the ground,
Okay.
on top of each other,
then the one's
scrabbling
in front of
around. There's one directly in front of you who's just grabbed his spear, and there's one behind the people on the floor, maybe about 10 feet away from you with a short sword drawn.
Okay. And as far as the people trying to get to the town, are these all of the guards that are right in front of us? Are there any other guards around?
Not directly around you at the moment. That
There's still a shit ton of people that look like they're like, what are the people behind us that are trying to get in doing?
everyone that's around you is just moving away from the death and danger. The little halflings just immediately ducked underneath the guards' legs and ran into the city. And the people behind you, the carts and the merchants and stuff, they're like moving backwards. A lot of them kind of hands to mouths, wide-eyed, looking at the spear hanging out of Leo and stuff like that. But there's generally no other guards around, but there probably will be fairly soon.
Is there any reason to reason? I mean, I tried to intimidate with a 20, and then they want to beat the shit out of me. So my thought is that if there's any actually even reason to reason.
I mean, you can always try and reason, but at this point, I mean, they didn't like you before. Now they're like positively seething with anger. They want you dead or arrested.
I look over at Caval, and I just kind of look at him like, I don't think that this is a fight, even if and I look down at the 3 or 4 that are on the floor, and like, even if I think we could probably deal with this ourselves, I think it's probably best that we just get out of here, because it's obvious. And I look up at the one that was scared, and I just look at him, and I'm just like, it's obvious that somebody has a problem with us. And I turn, and I look at Caval again, and I'm like, we have to go. And I just take off running too. And I use all of my movement plus my action for movement.
All
Try
right.
to catch up.
Yeah, as you run away, the first guard who's just picked up his spear attempts to slice and dice at you with it, but you are too quick and you run and catch up presumably roughly to the area where Leo is.
Help me!
But that's the end of your turn. That same guard attempts to grab at Caval. You can give me an
Please.
athletics check as he attempts to grab at you to try and sort of grapple you, arrest you. He does it. Vroom, grabs at you. And as you try to run away, he grabs you. 2 of the other guards launch in and grab you as well. You can hear one of the ones which is now standing up kind of grab at some manacles and attempt to arrest you. They're reading you your whatever that thing is called, the
Miranda rights.
as the Dragonborn runs away with Leo. Leo, what are you doing?
I'm bleeding out. I'm too far to use my sleep at all. My hand is not going to do anything. I keep running.
Right, so you just carry on bolting away. A trail of blood behind you, the spear eventually dislodging and falling to the ground, leaving a devastating hole in your back. And you run as far as you can. The rest of the guards all get up. A couple of them look out to see what's going on down the line. One of them like hefts his spear back, and the the older guard says, "No, don't do it. You'll fucking kill somebody in the line. Just let him go." And you guys can run away, and they continue to sort of grapple down Kaval. Damien, what are you doing?
How many of the guards are there with Kaval grappling her?
All of them.
Oh my god!
All 6.
All 6 of them?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no use, Damien. Run!
I stop running and I look back and I see they've got a hold of Kaval and
They're like chaining her, like they're putting some cuffs on her kind of thing.
Yep. I look back and I notice that they're cuffing her up, and I kind of look back at Leo and I kind of yelled to him real quick, "Stop! Stop!" And as I yelled to him to stop, I noticed he's not stopping. And I look back again at her, and I kind of got like a Walking Dead Telltale game going on where I got A and B and I don't know what to push right now.
Oh!
And I kind of sit there for a second and I kind of just look around a little bit, and I kind of look down and I look back again at Kaval, and I look up kind of in the sky real quick, and I turn and I start running towards Leo.
All right, so you start running towards Leo, and you guys can run basically far enough outside of the city limits down the main road, or dive into one of the sides into the underbrush of the forests and northern fields and stuff like that spread out down south towards Neverwinter. The guards which have now arrested Kaval, they take all of your things off of you. They take the box, they look at it, and they take your bag with the armor in it, and your backpack with all of your other things, your great sword. And 2 of them start to drag you back in towards where there's a little sort of guard station just inside the gates there. One of the other guards, the one which was like originally frightened and taking all of your details and stuff, starts looking around and says to somebody like, "Where did those little halflings go?" "Oh, they fled into the city, didn't they? Fuck's sake, it happens every day." And then he turns back to the queue and says, "No need to worry. They'll be gone. They won't approach again, I'm sure. This happens a lot more than you'd expect, unfortunately. That's why it takes so long to get into Luskan. If only people would fucking queue up quietly." And then he starts to talk to the next person in the line. The other 2 guards dragging you, Kaval, inwards to the guard station, with another one carrying all of your things behind. Is there anything you'd like to do in like specifically?
I talked to one of the guards. Just, "Surely we can talk about this, sir. There's clearly been a huge misunderstanding about all of this. You know, I didn't mean to punch your friend back there. It was the heat of the moment. Surely you understand?"
I'm sure that's true, dear, but I think you'll have to take it up with the captain.
Oh, wow. Oh, I wasn't with those men, you know. Can I try and lie to him?
Yeah, give me a deception with disadvantage.
I wasn't with those men. I don't know them. Oh, where is it?
He kind of looks down. Oh no, probably looks up at you as they're sort of moving you along, and he says, "You weren't with them, you see."
No, I don't think so. I must have been drinking or something.
I mean, you
How
came
know how it
running
is?
up and you punched the guard in the chest there.
No, that couldn't have been me. Surely.
Give me another deception check without disadvantage this time. You had to beat a 16. He goes, "You know, she's speaking a lot of sense." The other one says, "Aye, she is." And they look back at the third one carrying your bags, who's the younger one, which fell over first, and he just looks devastated, like he's not even with it.
I saw you on the battlefield. I know how scary it is the first time. It's okay, you're not alone.
He looks
You'll
into
have
the
those moments.
he looks into the bag with all of the armor and says, "I think she might be some sort of knight. You know, I think I think she's right. I don't think she's one of the bad ones." And the other 2 kind of look into the bag and say, Well, it's not her stuff, is it? She's a woman. She's not going to be armed to the teeth. She didn't even pick up that there greatsword. She just punched someone. She's just big, you dope. They look up at you again.
I can hear you.
Oi.
I could hear you. You don't need to comment on my size. No, I was merely just transporting this stuff. I have a husband. Yes, a husband, a paladin. Apparently he was in this region, and I wanted to see him. It's been months, and I polished his armor for him. Can I keep trying to lie to him?
Yeah, give me another deception check. They're kind of coming round to everything you're saying to a degree. Oh, is that right? She's a bloody wife of a paladin. You sure we want to be messing with that? They'll bloody show up and they'll divine smite us into the ground. That's right, you know, she probably will. He'll probably find us. We should just let her go, do you think? Oh, yeah. Do you think we should just let her go? Where's your paladin? Is he in Luskan?
I'm not entirely sure. That's why I came here. I actually had a parcel I needed to deliver. If it's possible if I was released, could I get an armed escort up to? Oh bugger, where is it we're heading?
Where are you heading?
Do you know a Dr. Heinrich's accommodation? Does that name seem familiar?
I've never heard of him. No, neither have I. I know where he lives, says the younger one. Oh yeah, I know where Dr. Heinrich is. He's up by the Winter Palace. It's got that strange rod coming out. That's their penthouse suite.
I do believe that's correct. Would you be able to give me an armed escort if you are letting me go? I mean, this is one huge misunderstanding.
Persuasion check, please.
Oh, fuck.
You had to beat a critical 1 on my end, so yeah. Somehow, you've walked like 25 feet away, and you've managed to talk your way out of this as they go, you're right, yeah, we shouldn't do this. This is terrible. Those people are awful, I must say. Every day, there's always someone trying to break in, trying to intimidate their way in. Oh dear, you must be careful, you know, hanging out with people like that. You got to be careful when you're stood next to criminals.
Well,
I mean, looking at these
Mike's-
guys, they've got that Peanut-esque kind of look in that they're probably criminals as much as they are guards. Remember, this whole place is just run by corrupt pirates. Yeah, they sort of like dust you off, and they, two of them say, well, it was lovely to meet you. If you ever find your paladin there, please don't send him after us, please don't.
Oh no, of course not. Thank you so much for your time and energy, and you keep doing what you do best, gentlemen, and blessings of Tor.
The two of them head off back towards Southgate, and the younger one with all of your stuff hefts it up and says, right, this way then, miss. I'll take you up there, but we'll have to be quick because I don't want to be too long or I'll get in more trouble. And he starts carrying your things. He's only little. He's like much smaller than you. He's like a 16-year-old kid just struggling with all your stuff. But he's just carrying it under both of his arms, heading along. His helmet falling down over his eyes as he's walking along, struggling with your stuff. And you guys start heading into town. What is Leo and Damien doing at the moment?
You fuckers, by the way, fuck you.
What were we supposed to do? We would have died. We would have died.
I want to heal my wounds.
Okay, yeah.
Says fuck you, says the person just talked their way out of all of that.
Well, maybe if they let someone else do all the talking, all right?
I mean, she's a paladin, which means she has a high charisma score, and Leo is a bard who has an even higher charisma score, and you let the barbarian do all the talking all the time. So
So,
No, I want to heal.
Are
yeah,
we still
you can
running?
cast your heal.
Are we still
Okay.
running?
Well, like you've cleared the area. You know, you're out of you're out of the line of sight of any guards or the main bulk of the queue of people trying to get into town. So you probably dived off to one side. You know, you're hidden in a bunch of bushes or something like that.
I kind of like, I'm sitting in the bushes, like kind of a little area where it kind of looks like we're kind of in the middle of it, where we kind of look like we can't be seen, and I kind of like sit there and I just kind of fall backwards and put my hands behind my head and look up. And I don't really say anything quite yet. I just kind of look up. And after a couple minutes, I look over at Leo and hey,
Yeah.
We're
What?
going to have to figure out a way to find both now. But then, well, we don't have to do anything, I guess. But
No, we have to say they're gonna hang her by the neck.
they're gonna hang her. I don't think they're gonna hang
She
her.
punched a guard. There's no way they're letting her out of that.
I bet somehow or another she ended up getting out of it.
I am fairly sure she's ready to be hanged as we speak.
What do you suggest we do? I start picking my teeth with the little stick I found on the ground.
I start fumbling through my bag, and I pick up my where is it? Disguise kit. And I drag it out of my bag. Maybe this could help us out.
I look over and I look at the guy's kid and I look back at him. Yes, but for you, what about me? You want me to wait here while you disguise yourself?
Well, I mean, I could. What if? Hear me out, Damon. What
I'm
if?
listening. You have my attention. Who else is here?
What-
Bushes?
This. No, shh. If I get a collar, can you walk on all four?
I'm gonna roll a dice for myself real quick. Don't mind me. Where's my dice at? Oh, there it is. Oh, let me. I look literally disgusted at Leo. Like I'm to like the point where like I almost like want to punch him,
Now,
but I don't say anything. I just look at him.
Hear me out here. I could disguise myself as an animal trader. Yes. And we could get in that way. You could be a very rare species.
I
It's so simple.
continue to look at him, and I kind of cock my head a little bit because at this point in time, I'm just starting to realize that he just doesn't understand. I just keep
And-
staring at him and I cross my arms.
Yes, it's a perfect plan. So we find a collar, put it on you, maybe some ragged clothing, maybe something to cover all of you. And you will walk on all four. I will have the collar, disguised as an old man. It's perfect.
I
Let's
look
go.
down at his bag again and I grab his bag and I pull it over towards me and I start looting through it to see if he has anything else that I think looks like a disguise.
Leo?
I do have a cape, some fine clothing, which is in my size though. Bedroll. That's pretty much it. I got the winter blanket we got from before.
I presumably don't find anything that could disguise me, and I literally throw the backpack back to him into his lap. And I just kind of look at him again, and after looking for a couple more minutes, I'm going to be honest.
Uh-huh.
Don't ever suggest that I get on all fours and put a leash on for you. Ever again.
I'm
We
just
make that a
worried
deal.
about.
Just- no. Let's not go back and forth. Can we just make a deal that that won't be spoken of again?
All right, fine. If you have a better idea, please suggest it.
I don't have any ideas in general because pretty soon all those gods are going to know exactly who we were and they're going to be looking for us and they're going to expect us to come back. And if we're going to go back, I think the thing that we should do is this. This is my only idea, and if you don't want to run with it, that's fine, but think of something better and I will go with it. I think that we go up towards where the stables are. I don't know if you were there, but when I was wandering around before I got here, there was a set of stables up north. Now, up there, it looks like you might be able to get around where the river connects, if I recall correctly. I say that we get in and we go to where this doctor was at, and we wait to see if Kaval got herself out of this bunch. And if she's not there
How
by
would you get
night-
herself out of 6 guards?
well, if she didn't get out, we'll know it. But if she did, she'll probably be there. And if she's not there by nightfall, we'll know she's been taken because they won't hang her until the morning.
We already know she's been taken.
Yes, she has been taken, but do you think she didn't get out of it somehow or another? Maybe she's not that stupid.
Of 6 guards, there's no way that woman would have gone down to 6 guards.
And I
There's no
look
way.
over and I look back up at him again, and I'm just like, do you have a better plan? I say we snake to the doctor. We get to the doctor. We tell him what's happened. We wait for her. If she's not there by nightfall, we come up with a new plan. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. I'm just suggesting something other than sitting here in this bush. And I start picking my teeth again with the stick or the thorn that I found on the ground.
Well, I still like my idea. However, you seem not to.
He
By the
brings
way-
that up, and the second he brings it up, I stand up from the bush and I just start walking away, and I start walking north.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get.
Hold on. Okay, fine. I just need to put on not a dress. Can
You
wait
said
just a
you
minute?
wouldn't bring it up again, and I just
No,
start walking.
No, I'm sorry, David. I just need to take off the.
I run after him in the dress.
All right, so you guys are basically heading up around the side of the wall there, heading up towards where the stables is, or that north gate. But you're going to try and get around using the river, and then try and get in under the bridge. Okay, so you guys start moving up, avoiding any guards, ducking heads, and stuff like that, as you start moving up and around the area there, as we return to Kaval and her guard escort heading through the city there. And he turns to you, Kaval, as you're walking along. He's looking a little bit out of breath, as you've been walking for maybe 10 minutes. And he says, "So what are you looking for Dr. Heinrich for?"
I'm not entirely sure. I received a letter a couple of weeks ago saying to go and meet with this Heinrich fellow, so I assumed it was something to do with my husband. So that's why I came here all the way to Luskan. Anyway, what about you? How long have you been on the guard for? I saw you out there. You look mighty scared.
I've been working for, let's see, about 4 hours into my first shift.
And how's that going for you?
Just awful. I think I've probably lost my job already.
No, if you want, I can ask my husband to put a good word in with the captain, maybe, if I see him again.
That'd be absolutely wonderful, though I think I make a better bus boy. What's in this here box?
I'm not entirely sure.
It's a nice
But
box.
I know it is. I know it's a very lovely craftsmanship.
What does it say on there then? Is that a symbol?
Oh, I wouldn't be too. I'm not too sure. It's probably just for decorative purposes. You know how people are these days with their fancy packaging and their fancy clothing. Who knows what it says?
So why have you got it then if you don't know what it is?
Well, I was to deliver it. It came with the letter.
Oh. For
Awfully
Dr.
nosy,
Heinrich.
aren't you?
Well, you know, it's my business to know what's going on in my city. I am, after all, a guard. Carries on walking along.
Can I intimidate him a little bit so he doesn't ask any more questions?
Yeah, give me an intimidation check. Yeah, I'll leave you alone. I'll just get you there. Quietly.
Thank you. So you want me to put that good word in for you?
That'd be absolutely. Thank you, ma'am. Carries on walking along, heading up the road towards the Winter Palace, which eventually comes into view after a little while. The Winter Palace itself is a religious temple, actually. Give me a religion check. As you near this pretty massive building. It's got like soaring white spires and no like roof. It's just like a huge great open court that's filled with white stone pillars and arches and things like that. There's lots of different depictions of religious deities and things. One that you will recognize, Kaval, commonly here is Oral, who is the goddess of like cold and frost and things like that. So this is like a temple to Oriel. Oriel, I think is how it's pronounced. Yeah, as you approach the front of this, there's lots and lots of people who appear to be like acolytes, priests in vestments and things. They all look like papal people. and they're moving in and out of this thing. But as he plonks the bags down in front of this great big palace, he actually looks across the street to what just appears to be a set of standard-looking, though not poorly crafted, houses, of sets of different sort of apartments and different levels. And he points up to the very top of one of them. There's a sort of open window, like a sky window, and out of it, this huge iron pole kind of sways in the afternoon breeze. As he points up, he says, "Up there's where Dr. Heinrich is. I had to do a thing for him when I was quite young. I had to go and, well, deliver something to him, but it was just food, nothing quite so fetching as this wonderful here box. But he lives up in that top one. You can just go in through that door and climb all the way to the top, the penthouse, and that's where you'll find him."
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I never caught your name.
My name? It's Alexander.
Alexander. It was a pleasure. Thank you for helping me all this way. I'll be sure to put a good word in with the captain for you.
Thanks very much, milady. He holds out a hand.
And I hold out a dainty hand too. And thank you. Thank you for escorting me.
You're quite welcome, milady. He holds out his hand again.
That's quite all right. Off with you. Now, back to your duties.
Aye, all right. Bye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Farewell.
He walks
Awkward.
off. He looks kind of upset, but doesn't want to upset you. And yeah, he starts moving out. So in front of you, there is a large sort of wooden doorway. Directly behind you, there is this great big temple to Auril, the cold goddess, the frost maiden.
Oh, and I'm out here alone, aren't I?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, those two fucking bailed and left me for dead.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they? Ooh, what does... For a drink? What does Caval do next? Well... I don't hold grudges, but I am pissed off. I'm gonna head into the building.
All right, so you heft up your stuff, presumably, in your bags, and then... No, you're leaving them out on the street.
No, I'm carrying my belongings with me, of course.
Oh, okay. And then...
There's a lot of armor there.
Yeah, but I think you took a bag, right? You took like a hold-all thing from the goblin to put
Yeah.
it in originally. So you have like a hold-all big bag with your armor in. You have a backpack with the rest of your things in, and obviously your sword, which you can sort of strap to yourself somewhere. And you head forward. You push open this doorway, which leads into a hall, and there are a large set of stairs which seem to spiral upwards to the top of the building. And we'll go and catch up once again with Damien and Leo, who have just about rounded the entire span of the walls of Luskan, and you are at the edge of the river here. There's quite a lot of boats on this river. They seem to be like barges and things going up and down, but the actual area around this wall is quite desolate. There's not very many people here. There are some warehouses a bit further on, maybe some farmland a lot further downriver, but it seems to be fairly desolate. At the top of the wall, give me a perception check as you approach this area.
Fucking Christ.
Damien's not even looking for anyone. He's just stomping ahead, but Leo's keeping an eye out for everything. Leo, you do see that the top of this wall is like fairly heavily guarded, but they're moving up and down. They're not really like looking out, and they're not specifically staring out over the bridge and the river. But there are definitely guards moving around on top of the wall. Yeah. But you're on the edge of the river here now.
Okay. And that is how I saved 5 babies from a burning building. Oh, we're here.
I look over and I don't even pay attention. He said that, and I'm just like, oh, look. Yes, I see the river. And that's all I know. I look up and I'm like, oh, we're at the river.
Yeah.
Because apparently I'd been looking down at my cell phone the whole time, apparently.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, there are some guards in the tower up there.
They don't seem to be paying attention, although can't be too sure. I do have the blanket we got from Banana Guy. If you put that on, they they won't see us from up there.
I look over at him. I'm like, what do you mean they won't see us if I put a blanket on?
I just mean if we walk straight into the open, they're gonna see us. And if they know what we look like now,
I take the blanket, put my hand out to take the blanket.
then I will hand him the blanket, and I'll start to put on the disguise kit, I guess. Turn into
He starts putting on the disguise kit, and I put like the blanket over my head like a hood, kind of like an old lady would, and I kind of wrap it around so like my whole body. Is it big enough to fit around my whole body for the most part?
Wait, what are you trying to do? Head.
Like, okay,
average
imagine you were
winter
to take a
blanket that I
blanket, you
have.
were going to go to bed, right?
No,
We're
I
gonna
mean,
act like
what is your
winter.
approach to this
Oh,
situation?
disguise ourselves at least so we can move freely around it.
Oh, this tower like goes. So the edge of the wall goes and lips over the water. In order to get around it, you're gonna have to go in the water.
Yeah, exactly. But we need to approach the actual tower, though. So I
Oh,
figured we
okay.
should
Okay,
disguise
I see what you mean. Yeah, that's fair enough. I thought you meant you were going in the tower, but there isn't any doors or anything.
No,
it's just
no,
a
no.
wall. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put it on
mean,
like a
yeah.
kid.
You can use the blanket. It's pretty big. It's a full like blanket for sleeping.
I put it, like I said, I kind of hood myself with it, and then I pull the blanket all the way around me so it kind of covers my whole body. So it's kind of like hanging over my face a little bit. So my face is kind of shaded, but you really wouldn't be able to make out, like, just unless you were like right in front of me, you wouldn't really be able to make out that I was even a dragonborn, hopefully. Which I assume you're going to want me to roll something to see exactly how good I did a job of this, Brad.
Yeah, you'll have to roll me a d20.
Just a straight D20. All right, body, come on.
That's you can work out how much of a good job you did there. It's
I can.
you're covered, but you do have a big old snout that's maybe poking out the very edge and might not hold up to like super close scrutiny.
I look up at Leo.
They're pretty
and I
far
go,
away. I think the walls are like 50 feet. I think I said.
How's it look?
Oh, where did Damien go?
I look at him very like perturbed, and I go, just to let you know, if you had any ideas outside of this with your disguise, you're going to get punched in the throat.
No. Listen, I got an old man look going on. Hold on. And I can pretty much make up what's in the disguise because I was thinking like a beard and stuff, like an old man's beard or something. Or
Yeah,
what
you-
is it?
Yeah, your disguise kit's awesome for stuff like that. So it's like makeup and costume makeup and
Okay.
bits and bobs.
Then
So,
I'm
yeah.
gonna turn myself into an old man. Do I need to roll a d20 too?
You need to roll the disguise kit. I think if we added it,
Ooh.
did we add it?
Yeah, we did. Boop. It should be there. I can't
Don't
click
click
it,
it in
though.
the items. Click it in on the left. Let me see if I've added it because I can't remember if we
Oh
did.
yeah, there. Boop.
Nice. Yeah. So you do about as well a job as Damien does covering himself with a blanket. You make yourself look like an old man. Again, it probably wouldn't hold up to super close scrutiny, but these guards are pretty far away.
Yeah. Well, okay. Then I suggest let's go a bit closer to the tower. So we can check if we can actually swim around it.
I just kind of follow him.
Okay, so you're going in.
Now we're going to see if we can peek around it to see if we can even actually, so we don't jump in the water unnecessarily.
Okay,
if we
give
can.
me investigation checks. Yeah, Leo, you're not sure about how to approach this situation. Damien, as you start to look around the bottom of this wall, it doesn't even really look like you can climb on the wall itself in any kind of Assassin's Creed-y grab onto a little poking out rock kind of formation and make your way around. It just looks like the best way in is either dive in the water, swim around, maybe jump on a boat or something passing by, but that, again, there's lots of guards and stuff at the top of this tower.
I want
You'll
to
probably notice stuff like that.
I'd like to kind of come around to the closest edge that I can around the corner of the wall. And I want to be able to look and see if it would even be a good idea to not, I mean, let me try to put this as easy as I can. If it would even be a good idea to try to get in the water, to go around to get into the town without getting caught. I want to look and to give the, perception or however you want me to look to see.
From where you are?
Yeah, from being
Basically,
way down there.
Where you are is literally just outside a wall which overlips a very deep, freezing cold flowing river. There's no like tiny little beach thing that you can nip around. It's just a river. And then
Can I look if there's an abandoned boat?
the wall had no entrances the entire way around from the south gate. It's the south gate, or bust. You know, you kind of, or you could try and scale the wall, but you know. Do you say you want to try and steal a boat?
No, just look around if there's anything else we could, because we haven't looked if there's like a boat on the shore or anything, like a little.
Yeah, there's no boats on like the shore or anything. There is like a couple of warehouses a bit further along. I presume that you guys are quite close to the wall, so the guards have an even more difficult time to see you because they'd have to look straight down. And I imagine that you're right at the very edge where the water meets the wall and the land. But there's no boats on the side. There are a handful of barges moving up and down quite slowly. Give me perception checks.
Perception check. Fuck my ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
Gonna
it.
do it for me.
Where's Maine?
It's all on you.
Okay. What do you think we should do? Should we swim? Should you swim?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I can get in the water no problem. My biggest concern is only that when, you know, and I just stop talking and I just say, never mind. And I, with all of my gear and everything on, I kind of look at the side of the wall where the water's at. And I kind of look down at the edge to see if there's anywhere I might be able to put my feet. And if I don't find anything, I just literally start walking into the water and just walking around. And by that, I mean, I walk, and instead of going around like it looks like I'm going to go in, I kind of go down a little bit so that it doesn't look like I'm trying to sneak in. It just kind of looks like I'm maybe just going for a swim.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much just like a drop off of a couple of feet into the thick water, like the thick water, the deep water. It's not really like a beach thing. It is like a river, you know, a lot more like one of the barge rivers that you'd find, you know, in Britain or Holland or something like that. So, yeah, it's not necessarily a thing where you wade in. You probably just have to kind of jump in or lower yourself in to...
I just jump in.
All right. Splash, big and loud. Water splashes up one side. Let me roll
After I
some
jump
dice.
in, I just kind of go up a little bit towards like where the river's like going. I start going upstream a little bit because I realize how much noise I made.
Mhm.
And I'm just kind of like, I almost just look like I'm just kind of bathing a little bit at first because I'm just like,
Yeah. Leo, what are you doing?
I'm looking to see if anyone are they noticing it.
Give me a
all?
perception check.
Shit.
Doesn't seem like anyone noticed.
Okay, well then I am confident no one did.
I'm gonna do a perception check. I'm gonna kind of like be swimming up the stream, but as like I kind of come to bring my right side of my head out of the water, I look back up at the what you call it. So
Up at the
Tower?
tower, yeah.
here's the hoping.
Yeah, you kind of like maybe like backstroke a little way just to get an eye on the tower, and there is like a couple of guards up there, but they're just kind of talking to each other. They don't seem to be looking down. Seems like you got away with it.
All right. Can I? Yeah, he's close, right? Because he's swimming next to me.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah,
he?
you're like right next to this.
All right, Damien. Go look if there's a way for us in.
I just kind of look at him and I nod because that was kind of the plan. And I go up and I go around the corner and I start kind of swimming real gracefully, hopefully. And I just kind of like, I'm just kind of letting myself flow downstream since it's flowing out, I would assume, since science.
Sure.
And I'm just kind of like letting my body just kind of go because I don't want to make too much noise, and I also don't want to look too suspicious if anybody does see me from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of get around that corner, and then I see whatever you decide to let me see.
Yeah, so you kind of like float around this corner here, and there's like the back end of what looks like a guardhouse, maybe a warehouse, but based on the guardhouses you've seen so far, it looks like that kind of thing, and you know that the warehouses would be found on the northern side of the bank. So there's a building just immediately beyond this tower, which is probably a guardhouse. But like if you just continue floating, you'll head underneath this bridge, and beyond the bridge, you can just climb up onto like a bank, and then head up onto the north shore bit there where the river is. You can quite easily get out if you go under the bridge. There are a handful of people on the bridge though which are looking at you. They just appear to be common folk, not guards or anything, but a couple of them are looking at you, talking to each other.
I just kind of like sit there floating for a second, and I just kind of, just for like a couple seconds and minutes, I just kind of like sit there, just kind of trying to listen and pay attention to what's going on around me. And I kind of sit there for a couple more minutes, and I honestly kind of notice where we're at, and I look around to see if there's really anywhere to get up out of the water where we're at right there. And from what it sounds like you described, there's not really that much. So I kind of let myself float a little more down till I get underneath this bridge. And then when I get underneath the bridge, I kind of like, I want to look down a little bit farther from the bridge, kind of right past it where it looks like I might be able to actually get up onto the shore.
Yeah, like under the bridge, there's like a set of like ladders and things that you can actually climb up from, as if they maybe people would enter the river at this point for whatever reason. You know, like you can go under the bridge as well as over it, not to cross, but you know the structure allows for you to go down underneath it, and then you'll see a couple of sewer grates as well that are inside the wall, which lead into the sewers underneath the village, the town, the city of Luskan.
I realized, see that little like ladder type thing you were talking about, and I decided to kind of softly swim over to it, and I want to look, and I kind of want to slowly go up it and see if it's some way that I'm actually going to be in town if I go up it.
Yeah,
totally.
So the ladder just is like 2 foot of ladder that takes you up onto a little brick walkway just under the bridge. It would be just to the farther side, just for us here. It would be like here kind of thing. So you'd go under the bridge. On one side, you could climb up out of the water on this ladder, and then you'd be on a brick walkway and use some steps to get back up onto the main street. Leo, for the record, Damien just floated.
Yeah, I don't see any of this shit.
And then that's the last you saw of him. He just floated downstream. That was it.
Damien!
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. He just climbed up, right? So I'm just.
I mean, he just got into the water and then just started floating downstream.
Yeah.
And then that was it. That, as far as you're concerned, he just went around the edge of the tower and was gone.
Is there any piece of wood around? I really don't want to get in that kind of water. Anything that I could use to float?
Give me a perception check.
I'm really happy.
Not really. No, everything looks
I'm really
like
happy you couldn't find anything.
It's just an empty flat area for a few hundred feet, leading to the nearest warehouse. I mean, there are people milling around in that area where you can sort of see all the warehouses and things.
Either I go in a warehouse and look, or I just jump in the water. But all right, no, I'll get into the water.
All right, so you just dip into the water quietly.
Yes, very quietly.
Give me a stealth check. Yeah, it's not quite as loud as Damien, because you attempted to just slip in, but you just kind of don't do it gracefully, and there's a little splash of water. But probably no louder than just like, some of the water that hits the rocks. You're quite you're at quite a wide area of the river where it's coming in from the sea, so it's not like quite the gentle river, but it's not wild either, so you're all right. And you just start floating downstream as well.
Yeah, looking for him. I'm very concerned.
Give me
Where he
a
went.
perception check.
No, that's the one.
Yeah, looking downriver, you can probably see Damien climbing out of the river. Damien?
I was climbing up that little ladder.
Cool, yeah, so he's climbing out of the river, shaking himself off on a little brick walkway underneath the bridge. Nobody seems to be accosting him. There are a couple of people on the bridge which are pointing at you. They're kind of just laughing, but not in a let's go get the guards and kill them. It's more like,
No,
what
yeah,
is
yeah.
this psycho doing? Why are they just floating around in the water? It's this strange way.
All right, well, I approached where he went up. I'll go there.
Cool, yeah.
and
So
follow him.
you guys are soaking wet, very cold, but you are, you're like back in Luskan, just unperturbed. The guards
Did you
don't seem
leave
to
me
have
back
noticed.
there?
I kind of look down, like as I'm climbing, and I kind of see him floating down, and I kind of look down at him as he's floating up and kind of coming up with me, and no, honestly, no, you told me to go check and see if I was going to do anything or find anything, and I just found it, and I was going to go up a little farther to see if there's any problems, but you've obviously finally gotten off your high horse and decided to get in the cold water and come with me. How hard was that, huh? And I don't
Very.
continue to climb. I just sit there on the ladder, just looking down at him.
Okay, fine. Let's just get. I want to get out of the water. I want to go find Cabal.
I reach my foot and I splash him a little bit with one of my feet, and I climb up the rest of the way. And when he gets up, if he comes up the ladder,
Yeah, no, I'm going up it.
if he comes up it, I offer a hand to him.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Thank you.
I help him up, and when he gets up there, I'm like, come on now, you have to understand that it's all in good fun. I'm never trying to be rude or angry to you, and you just gotta understand and lighten up. And I give him like a pat on the back, but for most people, being a barbarian and being a dragonborn, this pat on the back is a lot stronger than probably he's ever used to.
Did you slap me on the ass? Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, he's been like a little while, like half
It's
an hour to an
branded.
hour, and you've still got like a sore butt. But you also have a healing, like a magically healed healing hole in your back from a spear. So he's taken a bit of beating today, again.
After he's kind of up and standing up, I kind of dust myself off a little bit, and I want to roll perception real quick just to see if just to kind of see if the area we're in, like if it does really kind of feel dangerous, because I don't want to get caught.
Yeah, so you guys like tentatively edge back up to the main street kind of area and look around, and this part of town actually seems to be like in stark contrast to the southern end of town, where it's very, very slummish. It's still not very like high end up here. Like I don't think anywhere in Luskan is at any point realistically going to be like noblemen's quarters, but it's a lot better looking, and thusly there's like a lot less guards and a lot less sort of people like scurrying around looking like they're maybe going to try and pickpocket you and things. It's just people kind of going about their business during the middle of the day. The guards which were on the top of the tower just appear to be milling around like they did not notice you at all. They probably rolled very badly on their own perception checks. And yeah, I mean, it seems like you're okay. Again, you've done this thing where you just appear on this street kind of dripping wet, but otherwise nobody really cares. And there's not very many guards around, and if they are, they don't care. They don't have like walkie-talkies. Like they're not on the lookout for you just yet.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I was kind of suggest that we don't know where we want to go, do we?
I look over at him. Not really, but I know that I remember that. I think I look around a little bit. This looks a lot like that Winter Palace area, a little more higher end. And I kind of look around and I shrug when I say higher end, and I kind of like put in quotes. And then I'm like, I think we can probably find that doctor's house if we just maybe stay low and ask around a little bit.
Yes.
You can totally see the Winter Palace from here.
I can see
you
it over there.
You can see like these huge spirals that head out, these spires that head upwards. They're like a few blocks down from you, but you'll be able to make out the absolutely different architecture of the Winter Palace compared to the average looking streets.
Maybe it's that place, Damon.
I kind of look over at him and I kind of shrug and I laugh a little bit. I'm like, yeah, probably that very large place that we were told about earlier and pointed to, right?
Might be, yes.
Yeah, it's okay. This is the first time I'm going to completely allow you to just go ahead, get it done. Go ahead.
How could you miss that?
I know. Go on, continue. I'm listening.
You have very bad eyesight.
Continue. I'm listening. Give it to me. This is your chance.
Maybe you should have had a leash so you could see.
I look over him and I just squint my eyes and I breathe out. And as I breathe out, acid drips on the ground from my nose. And I just like stand there glaring at him and I just start following him with, I pull the hood farther over my face so that I'm a little more disguised. And I'm just glaring at him as I follow him.
All right, so you guys start pushing through the streets. These two dripping wet, one covered in a winter blanket, Dragonborn, and one person just dressed as an old man, soaking wet but moving towards the Winter Palace, you said?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you head towards the Winter Palace, and again you see these huge, great big soaring spires that head into the sky, and this courtyard kind of thing. No like temple that you would expect, like a church-looking temple, but like a courtyard filled with lots of religious types going about their business. If you're interested, you can roll religion checks to see if you can work out that it is a temple to Auril. No, you ain't too sure about which god or goddess this is. Damien, this is probably a temple to the cold goddess all the way up here in the north. You recognize the symbol belonging to Auril, the cold goddess. And these are obviously religious types that belong to that faith. But directly across the road from the entrance to this, there is the building with this very interesting looking sky window that's open with a huge swaying iron pole sticking out of the top of the penthouse suite.
I kind of look over and I kind of nudge him a little bit. I'm like, I think we're getting closer.
Yeah. Well, we were looking for Carol, right? Even though I'm fairly sure she's been hung by now because you wasted our time going here.
I have this gut feeling that she's fine. Maybe
I
you
have
should
this-
be a little more positive instead of being so pessimistic.
I'm being realistic. She was drawn away by 6 guards, Damien.
Why would they hang
of
her
which she
just
punched.
for punching a god?
These are vile people.
Yes, in your book they're vile people because you're a rich snob.
But well, I'm rich because I don't waste all of my money, Damien.
I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you the truth. This is how these people look at you.
Well, they
You
just
need to be more intelligent than that and realize that these people look at you that way. If you look down to all these people, they're going to look down to you. I'm just trying to put this insight for when we find this doctor.
All right, let's find the doctor. Let's go to Caval's grave and pay our respects.
And I start walking. I just keep following him towards the Winter Palace.
Yeah, I mean you're there. You're like already there. You're on the road. You're just in front of this building again. There's a door which leads into the front of this huge, like it's like a Victorian-looking house. You know, one of those ones that goes up multiple levels. Big old door on the front. At the top of it, there's one of these open kind of sky windows.
So we can just walk right in, right?
Pretty much, yeah. Like the front door is big and public-looking.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Think like an apartment kind of complex, kind of looking building.
Yeah. But it's like a public church-ish place, so we can just.
I just follow him.
Yeah, we walk in, or yeah.
Cool, yeah. So you guys head into this building, and you're faced with a great big set of stairs. There are a couple of more finely dressed-looking gentlemen that walk out of one of the lower floors and head past you with a nod of a hat each. They walk past you, and you can start heading up the stairs. Eventually, you get to the very top floor The penthouse suite, a big door in front of you. Across the front of the door, there is some writing in common emblazoned, Dr. Heinrich Frankenbeans.
Was his name Frankenbeans?
Yeah.
The hell is that?
I look over my
How's that?
shrub with a very confused look, like, oh.
Oh, what? Are they brown beans?
I sit there, just still looking at him in confusion, and then I kind of like softly knock, like a very like.
Softly knock. A couple of seconds pass, and you hear some commotion from inside, and you walk. The door opens up, and you look down. You see a very, very thin-looking gnome. A few wrinkles on his face, well dressed but tired looking, greying hair, kind of frays and curls off of one side. He looks a little crazy, a little Einstein-esque, but Einstein meets Dobby. And he says, "Yes? Hello?"
Is your name? Are you a doctor?
My
Who's
name
that at the door?
Oh, 1 second, dear. My name is Dr. Heinrich Frankenbeans, and I am...
I hear that voice, and I hear him talking, and I look over at Leo, and I get like this fucking, just this biggest shit-eating grin I could ever have. Like, we're talking on a scale of 1 to 20, I'm a 79.
He carries on, though, and he says, I am entertaining guests at the moment, if you don't mind. How can I help you?
By any chance, is your guest name Caval?
Why, yes, it is.
Oh, weird. Great. And I look over and I push. I literally like give him a good shove. Told you so. And I yell for Caval, but when I yell, I do it in like a very like, I'm like fucking super happy she's alive, but at the same time, I'm just kind of like, she's probably really pissed off.
He like looks up and says, "So you are friends with Caval? Come in. I will pour us all a cup of tea before we get down to business. It looks like we have a couple of hours before the storm begins, and my work as well." And he heads into this room, and if you follow him in, you'll see this kind of penthouse suite with all sorts of metal rods and contraptions adorning the walls. They appear to be attached to strange clockwork devices, levers and pulleys and ropes that lead upwards into that open sky window with the iron rod that's leaning and swaying through the open window. Then all of these sort of clockwork devices and levers and pulleys and ropes lead across the room towards an empty water tank. Inside, there is a dead body, what it looks like, a laying still body. And across the other side of the room is Caval lounging in a large, comfortable-looking armchair with a cup and saucer in one hand, with her own probably shit-eating grin, and the little gnome heads along. He pulls out a monocle thing and attaches it into his set of little spectacles that he's got, making one of his eyes seem 10 times larger. And he walks over to a few cups and saucers and begins to pour each of you a cup of tea and says, "Yes, yes. Well, these are your friends then, Caval?"
I go and I sit down by Caval, and I just cross my arms, fold my leg, and I just look at her, and I just start shaking my head, and then I look over at Leo before she even gets a chance to talk, and I'm like, "You didn't think you'd survive."
I didn't think I would survive. You ran with your tail between your legs. You left me for dead. It's a good thing I know how to work my way out of these kinds of situations and get the job done. Damien. Leo, how are you doing?
I got hit by a spear, mind you.
Oh, did you get stabbed in the back?
Yeah, no.
So you know
technically,
exactly
yes.
how I'm feeling.
Yes, we're on the same page.
Excuse me. And I stand up. I kind of stutter for a minute. I'm going to stop this before it continues. Excuse you for thinking we left you behind when 6 gods would have killed us, and you for not putting your armor back on. Excuse me for making sure that my death wasn't between 6 gods in a city that I've never been to for someone I barely know who didn't even have their armor on. And on top of that, how dare you blame me for taking off to get away from a situation that would have cost me my potential death and yours. You're here, I'm here, he's here, and it's very rude of you to insist that we are any kind of bad people for making sure that we were still alive at the end, because you would have done the exact same thing.
The fuck
I look
up.
over at Leo and I just kind of sit there and I sit back down and I'm just like, I'm infuriated because because of my heritage and everything. I'm so frustrated that somebody wouldn't understand in my head that why would I, because I even sat there, like, I even looked at you. I wanted to come back for you. You saw it, but what would I have done?
I would have left you for dead.
I wouldn't think I was leaving you for dead. I wasn't worried about them killing you.
You say you fear for your life and you fled.
I didn't fear for my life.
Then
It
why
had
did
nothing to
you
do with
run?
fear. It had to do with being smart.
What if they had killed me? What if they had hung me?
If they'd have hung you, then most likely that would have happened, but it didn't happen.
And you would have just turned up here? It doesn't matter if I were alive or dead?
How well do you know me? How long have you known me?
Well,
And I look over at Leo. How long have you known me?
Too long.
And I look over at the gnome. I go, we've just met, correct?
Would you like some sugar in your tea, sir? my
Yes,
dear?
I would love sugar. And I look back over at Leo again. And I just sit there for a second. I'm like, I don't know either of you that well. This is nothing personal. We're working together right now. Do I care for you guys? Yes, I think you're a decent amount of human beings. And, well, wherever that halfling went. And I look around a little bit again, like still suspicious that she's just like hiding somewhere following us this entire time. And I just look back up again and I'm just like, I don't know what I want. What I could tell you that will make you feel good about this. I am literally just here to try to make sure. Honestly, I don't even know. I don't have some big explanation that I should have to give you. You don't know me, and I don't know you that well. We've known each other, I think, if I'm correct, for less than a day, maybe 2, maybe 3. And we're in a situation where you would expect me to put everything I know and everything I've ever had on my life on the line in the hopes that maybe you're going to survive this potential 6 guards carrying you away. I think, personally, if they were going to kill you or us, they would have done it right there, don't you think?
Well, not everything needs to be dealt with violence, Damien.
You punched a guard.
You did punch the guard before anybody
I-
did anything.
Well, I was simply defending myself there.
From a guy with a pen and paper.
That they say the pen is mightier than the sword. Ho ho!
I kind of crossed my arms, still like super infuriated and insulted that she would think I would just like drop my life for somebody else that I barely know.
I wasn't expecting anyone to throw their lives on the line, but there are other ways to deal with things than violence.
Listen, the important
What
thing is we
violence?
came back for you. We could have left the town, but we didn't.
Well, you knew there was gold involved, so maybe that's why. You
Well, we didn't have the box. We would have gone somewhere else.
So you just came to find the box.
No, we came to find you and with the box.
Doctor,
You know.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
I look over at the doctor, and if he's handing my tea, I'm going to grab the tea.
He's like pouring 2 more cups of tea, and he looks over to Kaval. What is the matter?
Oh, nothing. I'm sorry that they interrupted that story. I was telling you about Leo and when he decided to pull up his dress and show
I did not decide that.
the entire queue trying to enter the town his Wilkins.
Yes, it seems that you've met my friend Nickel Jack. He's not allowed into this town anymore.
Oh, what did Nickel Jack get up to?
He tries to bring too many things into town of a, let's say, undead nature. He is a necromancer.
As a paladin, I don't like necromancers, do I? I mean, I assume I have a...
I doubt it, but you're a paladin who will openly punch a guard in the chest as well, so...
Okay, you know what? He threatened me.
This pencil.
They all came at us. I wasn't using, it wasn't lethal.
I mean, yeah, I mean, but nobody knows that you're a paladin because you're in a dress.
Okay. I have I have a question about your friend.
Yes?
We had originally been told that we were to meet a Goliath.
What?
Is that-
You're thinking that Nickeljack was a Goliath? He is even smaller than me.
I understand that, but when we were to meet him, we were told that he was a Goliath, and of course we were shocked to find a gnome.
That is very strange, my dear. Hands a cup of tea to Damien, and then heads over, picks up another one, hands another cup to Leo. There's sugar in both. Is that okay?
Yes.
I look at the cup and realize how small it is in my very large dragonborn
It's
hand.
like a shot glass.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking at him like,
I have come into some very nice goat's milk, which you will enjoy, I'm sure. My dear, if you do not mind, I have to get on with my work. It is okay, though. This is not necromancy. This is science. And he turns around, picks up that box which he had, and says, if you do not mind, I will very much like to have your help with the final part of this tonight. I will then pay you the money. 100 gold is what I arranged originally.
He said 150 though.
I'm
just-
afraid I
Can I
arranged for
spew
100
a death
gold.
glare at Leo?
You can give me a persuasion check though, if you'd like.
Okay, hold on.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? You scumbag!
I arranged for 100 gold, but I can do 150. That is fine, as long as you are willing to help me later on.
Of course, of course.
Then the
I
storm
look at him and I look
comes.
over at both of them as they try to make this agreement without talking to Mir Kaval, and I just kind of raise my hand
You
with
are-
my teacup, by the way.
But
Pinky out.
the tea is not good enough for you?
No. Listen. It's awesome and fantastic, and whatever words that are not made up anymore in this realm, probably like awesome. But firstly, the tea is great. This is actually this perfect amount of sweetness. You are the best little. I don't even know how to say it. This is great tea.
Thank you.
And I down the rest of the very small amount, and I look at him like, may I have a little more? I mean, I'm sure you understand that that's not much for me.
Of course, help
And-
yourself.
And I look at him for a minute, and I look over. 150 gold is fantastic, and we appreciate it a lot. But my real question is, and I look over at Leo, that's split between the three of us still. So I understand that he may have just bought it a little bit for us as well. Now, with that being said, I have not agreed to help with anything. May I ask what we would be helping with?
I simply do not have enough hands to pull levers and pulleys when the time comes.
I look over at Kaval with kind of a questionable look.
It doesn't seem like too much of a difficult task. Not going to be chased by guards or arrested in here.
I assure you, it is all above board. The first High Captain, Kurth, has okayed me to do this experiment. There is no dark necromancy, as I said.
I have no trouble. I'm
he-
fine with this.
He points over to the tank with the body in it and says, I will be trying to bring this person back to life.
Wait, what?
Is that a body?
Yes.
How did we not notice this?
I mean, yeah, I did describe
Yeah, no,
it.
you explained it, but I just
You will have seen it in here. I mean, it wouldn't be like crazy that there was a dead body. Maybe this guy is a mortician. I mean, he's
I
not.
thought someone was sleeping.
No,
yeah.
no. And like he says, please feel free to take a look. I have one last thing to add. Opens the box with a gnomish word which you'll recognize as zombie, Kaval. He says zombie, and the box opens up, and he pulls from it a fresh brain, lifts it up, and says, I must just put this into the body over there, and then we wait for the storm.
I look over and I kind of look really concerned at the gnome for a second. I look over at Leo and Kaval, And what time of day is it now? Is there like a window I could look out to kind of know what time of day it is?
I mean, we're probably pushing like 2:30, 3 p.m.
Okay.
It looks like a pretty nice day as well. Like, it doesn't look like it's going to storm at all.
I kind of look back over at the gnome and I go, I just look at him for a second and I go, what do you think the chances of maybe you paying us ahead of time would be? And then maybe when it storms later, we come back.
Give me a persuasion check.
And before I roll the persuasion check, I stop and I continue and I go, I asked this based on the fact that, and I look out the window, it looks like it's not going to storm very hard. But you have my word that if it starts storming, we'll come back here and help you. If it storms tonight, of course. I'm not going to come back here in a month. If it storms in a month and you're like, hey, where were you? Where's my money? I'm going to break your legs.
Persuasion
You have
check.
my word as well.
You can do a persuasion check as well if you'd like, Leo, as you're jumping in.
Oh.
He says, Well, I paid for services, and they have not been fully rendered, but I suppose it is perfectly okay for you to do
Well,
this.
I think, honestly, if we're being direct, that the first 100 gold has been dealt with. It's actually a final product. The 50 gold would be for helping you. So technically speaking, the 100 gold should be in our hands. If you don't want to give us the 50 gold, and you'd rather wait for us to come back, I will completely understand and respect that.
He has a brain in his hands, and he's moving over towards the tank and just says, Yes, fine, whatever. You take the pouch by the door. I will see you at the first drop of rain today. And then he heads over to the tank and walks up a little step ladder and places the brain on the side of the tank where there's like a little area, and he starts to do his thing. And he looks back and says, It will be quite the sight, I think, if you do return. And 50 gold, perhaps another trinket, if it works. Wonderful to meet you all. Be gone. I have work to do.
It was wonderful to meet you as well.
Yes. Toodaloo.
And I stop before I go out, and I look back over at Cabal again, and I look back at the gnome, and by any chance, do you have any water I could have before I go? Just a sip.
The gnome is just completely enraptured in his work. Doesn't even know you're speaking to him.
I look
Just-
over at Cabal. Did he have any water I could take, you think? He's not going to answer me.
Probably. I mean, if you asked him nicely, Damien, maybe.
I kind of look over at Cabal again. I look over at the gnome, and I just kind of shrug, and I turn around, and I start walking out the door.
Yeah,
Which
follow
part is the cerebrum? I think it was this. This must be connected here.
He's just completely does not even care that you're there.
He said help yourself to the tea. I'm sure he won't mind if you took some of his water.
I already walked out.
No, I'm following along.
Well, Doctor, thank you. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes, my dear. Now, what is this? The medulla oblongata, of course.
I guess we'll see. We'll see you later.
That
And I follow
attaches
after the other two.
here. Did you take the pouch?
Yes.
Did you? Did no one take the money?
I did. I grabbed it on the way out. You didn't see me do it, Brad?
All right, I'll let you have it. So it's got 100 gold then. And you head out into the street while Dr. Heinrich Frankenbeans begins work on whatever is going on in that tank, and you head down to the street. As you head out of the doorway, a little halfling comes running up the street looking out of breath, and just as you catch her eyes, we end the session.
You catch her eyes, we end the session.
End of the session. She looks like she's about to say something very important, and I'm sure it will be when Awkward Kitty returns next week. And that is the end of episode 4. Congratulations, you survived. Although there was a moment where I
Barely.
was very concerned.
Barely.
Where I was very concerned that you were not going
Those
to survive.
fucking 3 1s in a
And-
row.
And we were going to
You
have
guys-
to deal with that later on.
I'll be 1 second.
Okay. I mean, it's the end, so
Yeah, it's fine.
you can,
Wait,
you
what?
can be literally 7 days if you want. That's also fine. All right, so thanks for watching, everyone. We'll do a couple of little shout outs, and then we'll head on out into our wide world things. I guess, Tiger, you have to stream next, so why don't you go first? Where can people find you?
My name is Tiger Rider. I like to write. I stream every night except Thursdays and Fridays. That didn't rhyme, but I don't give a shit. If you want to watch me, go stuck my twitch.tv/Tiger Rider. Saturday through Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Central Time.
Nice. So go and head over to Mr. Tiger Writer's channel over there, and you can watch him scream and shout and play some games. What are you playing at the moment?
No Man's Eye.
No Man's Pie, whatever that is. Never heard of it. But if you do want to hear of it, go and see Mr. Tiger Writer. He'll be streaming very shortly, I think. If you want to see someone who isn't going to be streaming shortly, but will be streaming tomorrow, maybe? Is that right, Pony?
Friday. Thank you.
Friday. You don't stream on Thursdays?
No, this is my day off. That's my day off.
Well, don't go there tomorrow, but go there now and follow, and go back there on Friday. What are you playing, or is it Music Friday?
No. Music is only on Wednesdays. I stream music on Wednesday, play guitar and sing and stuff, and then I play games the rest of the week, except for Wednesdays. Role-playing games.
Wunderbar. So make sure to be following the Mr. Pony Punch. And just in time, Kiwion, where can people find you?
Hello, you can find me at twitch.tv/Kiwion. Sorry, I really needed a wee. I had to go and pee. Yeah, I play video games.
Video games.
Just video games.
Quote.
I don't have a set time. I don't have a schedule. I never know what game I'm gonna play. I just kind of wing it, and it's been that way for a number of years now.
And it's always golden quality.
No, it's not, and you
It
know it
is.
isn't.
Always the most toppest qualities from Kiwion. All right, so yeah, head over to twitch.tv/Kiwion.
And don't forget to follow Brad, everyone.
You can follow me if you'd like to return next week, when hopefully also our little halfling returns. Awkward Kitty will be playing Maina Cotton, the halfling who ran off at the beginning and has just run back. Just amazing timing there, really. I'm quite impressed that she managed to do that. I will also be back next week. I'll also be here. What am I doing this week? I'm not really doing a heck of a lot this week, actually. I think just tomorrow we've got Fractured Worlds. Mr. Tiger Writer is also there. Oh, Tiger, it's going to be a very poo-poo cakes episode tomorrow. Are you prepared?
No.
Okay, well, get prepared, because you've got a lot of work. I gave you some homework as well. I sent you a thing.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. You did.
So now you can prepare for all that. Probably. I mean, sometimes it's like, hey, we're going to do this tomorrow, and then the entire crew just
And then
go,
we get in an accident. and I
we're
die.
going the other way, or we're going to do something else entirely. So maybe. Fractured Worlds on John Sandman's channel is another show that I DM. And other than that, we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and bye. See you later.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. 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 Everyone. Bye. Bye. Everyone. Bye. Bye. Everyone. Bye.